Arca Bulls family, hello. Let me get some A's in the chat. If you can hear me, please type some A's in the chat. How you doing, Arca Bulls family? My goodness, did we have an interesting day today, didn't we? What's up, Mark? Thank you. Karamico Studios, place that A in the chat. Let me get those A's in the chat so I can make sure that all of you can hear me. We need to get this ball on the roll. Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you all for stopping by so much. Matt Gomez coming in way too hot, man. What's up, buddy? I really appreciate you, my dude. I forgot what ticker you were in the last time. I think it was the TKR, car, blah, blah, blah. TKRA, I think it was. Please let me know if that's still the one you would like for me to review for you, my friend. Fern5, ¿qué onda, carnal? What's up? What's up? Oh my goodness, Joe H, good to see you in here, my brother DJ, Samantha, my moderators, thank you so much for stopping by. What's up, Hound? Oh, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Mark, Save Pop Culture, how you doing? How you doing? Oh my goodness, Takumi, I see you in there. CJ, what's up? What's up, DJ? We Relax Nation, hey man, how you doing? How you doing? Thanks so much for stopping by, you guys. Really appreciate you all. WV, what's up? Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm sure a lot of you were surprised with the price action today, just faking us all out, all kinds of stuff, right, you guys? But it's important for us to make sure that we keep our, our emotions like tight. Juice, what's up? ¿Qué onda, carnal? Oh my goodness, good vibes. What's up? Thank you for stopping by. The real. Who is that? The real A Swang? What's up, man? Don Hilbert, Don. What's up? What's up? Sean Cervantes, good to see you here. Anas, what's up? What's up? Roberto Gonzalez, what's up, my brother? Man, we can actually look at all those tickers for sure, my bro. CGRA. Tell me what's going on with that ticker, Robert. Tell me. Are you losing? Are you winning? Eric, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Thanks so much for stopping by, dude. Getting ready over here for the new year, you guys. Everything is looking good thus far, man. Yeah, you guys, I couldn't believe the price action today on GTII, but it was just, once we started looking at the charts, at the numbers, then it became a little more apparent that it was bound to be. It had to happen. JCap, what's up, man? Thank you so much for stopping by. Sebastian Lim, what's up, man? Oh my goodness. You guys, I really appreciate you stopping by on this late night. I know that some of you are in the East Coast looking at what, 3 hours ahead at this time. Thank you so much for stopping by, you guys. Really appreciate you still here. So Matt, yeah. So were you looking at Matt Gomez? What's up, man? Were you looking at TKRA or were you in GTII? What is it, my dude? Please speak to me. Let me know what you're saying, what you're doing. Des, thank you so much. You know what? I really appreciate that donation, man. Thank you so much. I did notice that somebody else within the Discord was mentioning to me about that ticker symbol KALA, and absolutely, man, he's asking me with his donation if I can look at KALA. My goodness, I can't speak English tonight, you guys. What's going on? How can you even expect me to look at any tickers when I can't even say KALA correctly? Oh my goodness, you guys. Yes, absolutely does. We can definitely look into that for you. But what's up, man? What is it? Is it a short squeeze play? Are you losing? Are you winning? Please let me know that you're winning. I want to know. Peter, what's up, man? I'm happy. Peter says my name. My man Arca, always a joy to listen to you, man. Thank you so much. Couldn't be more thankful for having such great company in here, you guys. Thank you so much. Jimmy Jones, hello, all from Virginia. Actually, that is a very, 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 very good thing to notice here, guys. Please, if you already are a subscriber, please hit that like button. If you're not, please hit that subscribe button. I would actually help with the algorithm and trying to get this information out to as many people out there as we could, right? But yes, we can actually look into those tickers as well. You know what? Before we do get started with this analysis, I am going to make a couple notes here so that some of my the people donating can actually help. You know, we can get them on the roll as well. So Matt Gomez, I wanted to take a look at that ticker for you, TRKA, I believe what it was, right? I'm not sure if you know, a lot of the comments are actually getting a little buried here, but please let me know if that's still the ticker that you're looking at, or if you wanted me to look into something else for you. So GTII, TRKA, and CRTD, absolutely, man. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and bounce the tickers just so that I can get some people on the move here. So I'm gonna do first GTII for you, and then I'm gonna take care of the request for Dez with KALA, right? And then I'm gonna come back to you. So that's gonna be the next one. You said TRKA, of course, man. So explain to me, man. What are you winning? Are you losing? What's happening with that? Please let me know that you're winning. I want to know that you're winning. Keith, what's up, man? Good to see you here. Thank you so much for stopping by, man. I'm not sure that I actually seen you in my live streams just yet, but if I've missed you, please, you know, apologies there, man. But it's very good to see you here, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And you know, Not Gullible 69, what's up, man? Thank you so much for stopping by. I know we've had a little bit of some differences with the price action, but I hope that I'm not upsetting you anymore. I hope that I'm still providing viable information for us to trade. As trust me, my brother, I am not a short seller, or I am not an institutional trader looking for the worst for the retail, right? So just know that I am absolutely here for you guys. I definitely want to help with whatever possible. Okay, so a lot of these moves are very hard to be seen, you know, from a distance and stuff. But that's why we do the math. That's why we practice the mathematics behind the trade, so we can see what the potentials are for the future. Keith Munster, Arca is the best. Thank you so much, my man. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys. I really, really, really love to see all these people here already so late at night. Eric P, what are you saying, man? My power lifter over here saying, can you do a video one day breaking down how the market works in your perspective? How you were taught it works? Okay, yeah. I can certainly do that. There are a few ways to look at this, actually, because a lot of day traders, a lot of momentum traders do face some challenges. You know, I know plenty of day traders who actually start their process off by first looking at the broader markets before they even enter. So there's a lot of hedge plays, there's a lot of inverse plays. You know, there's a lot of things that we can look at before entering the trade. You know, sometimes retail can rely too much on people like YouTube influencers and stuff. So we have to be careful with those types of YouTubers. Make sure that whatever they're presenting is viable information. Make sure that it is up to par, right? And most of all, trust your instinct. But yes, Eric, I would love to put together something like that. Matt, thank you so much again for that, my brother. I really do appreciate that. I am gonna continue your analysis right after I do. I'm sorry. Well, obviously we're gonna start with GTII first for you, right? Then we're gonna do Dez for that KALA. We're gonna touch on back to you, looking for that TRKA and the CRTD, as I'm sure a lot of people are curious about what's happening with that CRTD ticker. Okay, so I will absolutely help with that. And I'm getting, guys, thank you really so much. That actually helps so much, you guys. As you know, I am definitely not a baller. I don't have Lambos. I don't lead a lavish lifestyle. I'm very much a normal dude with very similar things, issues like all you guys. You know, we all have our little things. Those of you who are in the Discord, and we've had little, you know, private streams and stuff, you know what I'm talking about. There's plenty of things that can you know, obscure our futures and trading, right? But we need to make sure that we come on the trade with a clear mind, with a clear conscience, so that we can make those right moves, right? You guys, please let me know that that's something that you agree with. Moderator Cal, how you doing, man? Sorry, had a nice dinner with the fams. I'm so happy to hear. Beef Wellington, garlic mash, mac salad. Oh my, what is happening here, my bro? All this food that you're mentioning, yes, Noms is absolutely right. Cal, thank you so much for stopping by, my brother. I hope we didn't take you away too early from that. Joe H, I couldn't be more thankful for you, man. I love this community. So many shorting leads, making money on FOMO. That's right. I know a lot of people actually do look at this thing. Joe H, if you have a ticker that you want me to look for, to please, or look at, sorry, just please let me know, and I'll make sure to type it in right down here. So Sebastian Lim, thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. He's actually coming down from, I think it was Singapore, right? Is that the SGD currency that you're making a donation with? Thank you so much, Sebastian. And yes, my brother, we can actually do that. So you want me to look at ticker symbol Wolf. Who else is in Wolf? Is anybody else in here in Wolf? Because what is going on with that? I hear a lot about it. I know that we were riding a descending broadening wedge within that, and it was looking okay. There was promise within that. I haven't seen the chart since that last time, but I think it was looking okay. I'm not sure if it already fell to the floor though, but please let me know if you're winning or are you losing. What's the deal here? DeMarcus Cousins, man, thank you so much. I couldn't express how much gratitude I have towards you guys. Thank you. Yes, I can. He says, Arca, can you please take a look at Ape? Yes, I can definitely look at Ape for you, and we'll go ahead and make a note of that here as well. And man, thank you, my bro. DeMarcus with another very, very humble donation, telling me you are the man, Arca. My brother, I couldn't be more thankful for that. Thank you so much. If there's any other ticker that I can look at, please let me know. But I do, I have had a few requests for Ape, and generally I tend to stay away from it myself because there's not enough historical value to it. But that doesn't mean that I can't give you my opinion on where price action can actually go, right? So tell me, DeMarcus Cousins, are you long Ape or are you long AMC? What's the deal here? And did you catch entry at that very bottom before that huge run up that I saw that it had? And I know that it actually fell down another 22%, but how is it going for you? Or are you talking about more than a 2-year hold here? Because trust me when I say I'm definitely I've been holding AMC and Ape for well over a year and a half now, and you don't even want to know where that is. David Parr, what's up, man? MMAT Bag Holders Club. My goodness, guys, I don't like to hear that you're holding all these bags. Okay, I also don't want to hold my own bags either. Mac, what's up, buddy? Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh my goodness, you guys, I really, really love that you are all here tonight. We can actually, I'm just waiting for a little bit more of retail to just step into the chat so that we can get this ball rolling and look at the tickers here. Okay, so yes, there are plenty of things that we do need to look at. So Matt, I know that I did mention that I was going to start off with that one GTII ticker for you, but did you also mention Mullen or no? Is that just in my imaginations? Okay. Oh my goodness. Not Gullible says so many bag holders because most of these people are just squeeze chasers, which is essentially a gambling addiction. Not Gullible 69 is 100% right. Everybody, please do not I actually say this often to you guys in some of these videos. I say, please don't do the whole squeeze play. Don't follow the squeeze plays. That's actually something that we look at as a gambling type of thing. Okay, yes, there is a moonshot possibility within the squeeze plays, but know for a fact that you can actually make your own moonshot by trading smart. Okay, we can actually trade smaller plays consistently and make that money eventually. I'm talking about if you're not going to make that 50% run within one trade, you know, like a squeeze play or something, we're going to make that 50% run possibly in 2 plays, right? So this is important for you guys to keep in mind, okay? Because it's true. There's a squeeze play frenzy happening, and unless you're doing it in a good form, in good manner, then I don't suggest it, okay? And what do I mean by good form or good manner? I'm actually talking about you going out of your way to doing the proper DD into understanding the possibilities of some type of upside move, okay? And when you do get those numbers and when you do get those statistics to the upside, make sure that you don't chase that absolute diamond hold, like, you know, all the way to the moonshot. Take your profits, make sure to dive right back in upon a pullback, and then make those profits again. We can do this, you guys. We can actually do it in a way that's actually smart, not a way for you to chase that moon bag, okay? Gullible, thank you so much for sharing that. You are absolutely on the right there, my friend. Thank you. Max says Mullen did a good push off 20 cents yesterday. Got back in on the bottom, hoping we get a catalyst soon for a play up to 35 cents or 45 cents ideally. Mac, what kind of a catalyst are you looking for? Is there something that's about to come up? Oh my goodness. So DeMarcus, you're saying I made 250K in AMC last June, but I was an idiot and held the bag all the way down. I am learning not to do that now watching your videos. DeMarcus Cousins, I can't tell you how many people I know who definitely made, not as much as you did, but I actually have a few people who did make over $100,000 into the $150,000 to $180,000 range and ended up holding that, taking very minimal profits on that. You guys, this is exactly why I'm explaining what I'm explaining right now, okay, you guys? There is a huge importance in taking the profits while they're there, okay? Make sure to take those profits. There's no way that you should be giving back your profits, okay? If you feel uncomfortable or unknowing of where that can be, we can always go over geometrical targets or pullback targets, previous forms of supports and resistance that we can look at historically in case a pullback happens. In that case, you can actually start minimizing your risk on the way down, okay, you guys? This is a good way for you to take your profits on that process, okay? Joe H coming back with another $20. I can't believe you, my friend. You are saying longing Arca and shorting FOMO. That is right. Thank you, my bro. I really appreciate that you were gonna long Arca and short the FOMO. That is very good. Yes, that, you guys, there's so much meaning behind what Joe H is saying there. If you can actually take it beyond of just what those the little amount of letters that he's writing there, there's so much to be said within that small sentence. I really appreciate that, Joe. Please let me know if there's any ticker you'd like for me to take a gander at, as I would be happy to help you out there, my brother. So Zephram, what's up, man? Very, very good to see you in the chat. I backheld AMC. Now I have to sell feet pics on OnlyFans. That is not financial advice, Zephram. I am saying it for you. Oh man, make sure that they're really dirty for the creeps out there, and we're gonna be making real money. Oh my goodness. Okay, Lone Wolf, what up? Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm sorry, you guys, if you are Andrew B coming in with another donation. Thank you so much, my friend. I know that you have sent me I think you sent me a couple messages. I know that I haven't responded to them, but I hope that I have been responding to them with the videos that I've been releasing, okay? But if I don't get to them, don't hesitate to send me another message on top of that message, okay? Because sometimes they just kind of get buried in the rubble, okay? There's a lot of people who want to gain an opinion from me and want to whatever, you know what I mean? So make sure to just send that message again. I don't mind for you guys to send several messages, okay? B, what's up, man? Thank you so much for stopping by. So DeMarcus says you should do a face cam, man, when you go live. They say it helps with subs and views. You know, what if DeMarcus, what if I'm a really good looking girl and I don't want you to see me just yet? What if I'm a 650-pound man and then everybody just gets like straight scared? And then they say, you know what? I do not want to see this guy Arca. He literally looks like an orca. This guy is huge and fat. I don't like him. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. So, Bree, what's up? How you doing? So you're saying, Arca, do you think you could make a video on when? Okay. So I can absolutely make a video when, but I don't know what you mean by when. So clarify for me, please. Let me know what you mean, because are you talking about when moon? Because if you're talking about when moon, I'm not going to tell you. Oh, you guys are too funny. Thank you so much, you guys. You guys are literally just giving me the most ridiculous, funniest things I've ever seen. Cal L, you got the funnies, okay? Are those little whales that you're putting there? That'd be really funny because you are a whale, my friend. Yeah, that's right. 650-pound orca, Mark Roach. He now is letting the public know that Arca is in fact orca. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Eric P is saying that's why I gave you that money for the gym. My brother, I have already been making those push-ups happen on the floor of that gym. You don't even know. I am lying about that, don't worry. But you just take that news and you know, just keep on believing that I'm making those push-ups, okay? Wink wink between me and you. Oh man. Fern5 says do it with a Bane mask. You know what? I forgot how he talked. I couldn't. That voice from Bane, right? He had the. I don't even. Don't make me make that sound again. That's right. Gamek is telling me that I am Porca. That is absolutely right. Arca is in fact secretly Porca and 650 pounds large. Mark Roach with the whale. Thanks so much, man. Roland says Arca, tacos or pupusas. Okay, well, I was raised by a Mexican man and I was raised by a Salvadoran woman, okay? So that is I'm gonna call the police on you, man. We never say tacos or pupusas. It's tacos and pupusas. Revueltas. Samantha says, oh, I counted out the 32 days for GTII. Is it market days only? Yes, Samantha. It is, in fact, only trading days. I am not including the weekends whatsoever, okay? So the firing of the signal, actually, it happened like around 7 days ago. EM9, what are you saying? TGTX had an FDA approval. Can you check it out when you have time, please? It might fly tomorrow. What is TGTX, you guys? Please tell me what is happening with that. Is someone losing money on that? Are you losing money on that? So B says TGTX. We'll go ahead and put it on the list. Hopefully we do have that time to get to it and make sure that we can get you some money, not financial advice. For those of you who are new to the chat, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, you guys. Please hit that like button, as it will certainly help out with other people here, man. We actually, to get people here, right? We want to make sure that we can get that information out. Have retail look at a good perspective for trading our future, right? So, and now, what are you saying right here? Mark Roach saying Mexico and El Salvador come together. They are very much in huge different sizes, right? So you can actually drive across El Salvador. I'm talking about maybe a 4-hour drive. You don't want to do that in Mexico, man. It'll take you days and days and days. But El Salvador is a tiny, tiny little country, and oh my goodness. So the real A Swang is saying, Arca, please check RKFL. If we do have the time, my brother, we'll definitely do that. But please explain to me, what is RKFL? Are you losing? Are you winning? I want to know the real swang behind that. So who else is on RKFL? Okay, and I hope that some of you are still in that GTII play. I know that we've actually gotten some awesome price action. I am actually not taking profits just yet, as I do believe that there could be another loading zone from which I may actually enter again. Not financial advice. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment. Okay, you guys, make sure that you're using it as entertainment, as in dance to the stock. Do not react to the stock. My goodness, you guys, I appreciate you all for stopping by. I do notice that there are a few viewers already in play. Please make sure to hit that like button whenever you can, okay, you guys, as it would help to get some more people up in the chat as soon as possible. Okay, so I think we're getting close to that point so where we can actually start our analysis. Okay, so WV is saying Arca GTII $5 in January. Well, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that right now. WV, we're about to start this analysis off. For I believe the first donation was actually made by Matt Gomez requesting that GTII ticker, and we do have Lone Wolf. Yes, that TRKA is actually a part of one of the donations, so you will be getting that covered for sure as well, my friends. So say thank you. I actually do have those names listed right over here. So TRKA is part of Matt Gomez. Okay, so definitely say thank you so much, Matt Gomez, for providing some delicious donations for Arca to hopefully provide some food for his son and his wife and his daughter, right? It's for the Arca household. You guys, thank you so much for stopping by once again. I can't tell you how thankful I am, but yes, let's go ahead and start loading up our tickers, okay? As we do have some plenty of information to go through, okay? So Bree S says, Arca, please teach my husband, DeMarcus, some sense. Is he really your husband? He keeps holding, thinking it's gonna go higher when he makes a profit, and then it goes down and loses it all. So yes, that is not just your husband, Bree. If he actually is your husband, that is actually the majority of retail. We are under the belief that something else may continue on to the upside. So hopefully I can shine some light as to how to do those types of plays, okay? Because there's nothing wrong with exiting the play with some type of profit before continuing on to the upside. You know, we can actually wait for that pullback, just like I was saying earlier. Wait for that pullback. We get right back into the trade. We make sure to leave those profits on the side. You know, we can use the same amount and you know, and just make some more money. Macaulay Flower Culkin, what's up, buddy? He says, Arca, the music in the background is lit. My brother, actually, that is my music. I created that. And it's particularly for a girl that I'm producing right now. So I just I figured I would put the instrumental up first. It has a little bit of a light mix. It has just a general master to it so that I can be able to get it as loud as possible. But yes, I do create music, you guys, and that's actually one of what you're listening to right now is actually something that I've created myself. I am a multi-instrumentalist. I've actually been playing music for over 20 years, and I am classically trained as well in several instruments. And I also sing. I've been singing for about 18 years now. But you don't want Arca singing when his voice is going away already in the first 10 minutes of the stream. Guys, please be careful. You're going to end up getting your ears bled right out. Hound says, I'm glad it looks like GTII may top out after the new year so I can have a year to play with the gains before the tax man takes his cut. Yes, Hound, we are playing with house money. Let's get it. Okay. Yes, don't get greedy. So Bree, is that really your husband? Please tell me the truth right now. We're gonna go ahead and set some things straight right here, and hopefully we can make some wise decisions. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and start preparing for our live stream, as we do have the majority of the people already in that chat. We're gonna diminish this music just a little bit right in here, but let's go ahead and get started with that thing. Before we do so, Cryptic Trader says, I was hoping GTII pops this week. Okay, so there are definitely some little technical targets, you know, that actually did present that pullback. Okay, but it's a good thing, guys. Remember that when we're facing these types of pullbacks like this, it's just another opportunity for us to get another group of people that are fearing that they're missing out. Okay, so this is absolutely an opportunity for other longs to jump right into those to the trade, right, and continue on to the upside. Crypto Trader says, Arca, got the indicators, they look great. I am super happy that you do have them, man. So yes, we are definitely going to go over a couple of them right now, and hopefully you can learn some cool little tricks here and there. Tacos al pastor, écheme 3 de asada, 3 de al pastor. Yes, I am. Don't get me hungry right now, guys. I have some things to look after. All right, you guys. So now, yes, let's go ahead and look at GTII on the daily chart. This is a video that I've already put up. I've already actually released it, and we will just go over those details right now as we can take a look at the potentials for tomorrow's trading session. Okay, so obviously we did get that pullback. So you know what? Let's go ahead and just take out ARC Enhanced MACD just for now, so that we can see the actual color of the candles for the present moment. Okay, so in the video and also at around 10 a.m. this morning, I did mention that we actually looked at this or we found this tiny little gap gap from not the video that I released today, of course. It was actually the video before that. And you can see right here, look, let's go ahead and zoom in as hard as we can, and you can actually see that we went straight to the micro penny, covering this gap, filling that gap. And actually you can see now that even my little I was a little off right there on the top side of it, but it's okay. We didn't use the top side of it. We used the bottom side of it and absolutely filled that gap, because everybody was, I don't know how that was so possible. But usually when people see that gap, or when you see that target towards the bottom, the way that the candle averages out into being such a perfect shot there is that a lot of people were looking for entering the trade at precisely $1.20 for a continuation to the upside. Okay, so that's usually how these things tend to play out. The candle sees the longs being, the longs coming in, and then the shorts coming in, and then the people with the buy orders right down here with limits. So that averages out to be that number. Okay, so a good thing to notice here is that the DBSI indicator for GTII on the daily chart is suggesting still 90% bull strength over 10% bear strength. Very, very cool things here. Angel Eyes, good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by this time. I know that yesterday you were waiting till the wee hours of the morning until you realized that Arca just dipped out on everybody. He duped everybody and said, no live tonight. So I actually had an emergency to go to last night, you guys. My apologies for not streaming live, but we are here now and we can absolutely see what can happen for the price action. Okay, good evening to you, Angel Eyes. Thank you for stopping by. 1111 Mr. Simon, how do I feel about AVCT? I will actually have to have the public answer you on that thus far, as I have actually a few tickers to look after right here. My guys, thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button before we continue on this GTII thread, okay, you guys? So let's go ahead and do that once again. So just to note, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, okay, but we have to note the supports that we have as relevant targets. Okay, first of all, we do have the 7-day exponential moving average at about $1.12. Okay, very important for us to notice that for GTII. Another target we can look at is the 1.272 at 97 cents. Okay, this is another form of support. Again, I'm not saying that we're going there. I'm just saying that we have to take note of these areas of relevant support just in case we do go down there and we want to average in again. You want to scale up, it would probably be best to do it around these areas here. Okay, the SMA 10 landing right at about 92 cents. Okay, so let's go ahead and now take a look at the following chart, as we do have a couple forms of resistance on the way up as well, particularly to this chart here. We do have the NOT 618 at 152, of which I'm sure we actually touched a couple times today, but let's go ahead and move on. So GTII is still looking good in my opinion. I did call out something in that video that I'm sure a lot of you haven't seen just yet. But if you did see, then you know how I feel about these formations, and you know that I usually talk the biggest smack about them, okay? So, and now what formation can that be? The silliest one of them all, of course. It's going to be a cup and handle, a little cup and derp right there. So we can actually take a trend line from the very top of that cup, which could be right where that handle could be, and we can make that little cup all the way down to the lowest point of the price action. Okay, and now we can actually imply another little one that can potentially be the one to create that handle. Okay, so in this case, the 8-hour print of this candle is looking good. That's usually it usually presents an upside continuation when we print that type of hammer candle at the bottom of a trend. However, it's only the second candle that we've looked at in the 8-hour chart for red, okay, after you're looking at here massive amounts of green candles, okay? So there is the potential to where we can actually test that EMA 7 and the SMA 10 that we were talking about in the chart just before this one, okay? But for now, let's just pretend that we do have this the handle of the cup listed right there. So we can actually take a trend line from the very top of the cup, and we take it all the way to the bottom of the lowest candle. Okay, so that way you can actually take an objective, and this is how you trade a cup and handle. But please know that the cup and handle has had more of a miss in the bear market than it has in a bull market, and as we dive in deeper into this recessionary period, we can actually see lesser and lesser hit rate on this formation itself. Okay, so I will not recommend you take the cup and handles suggestion. Okay, but if we are trading the cup, we can see a top target of about $8.97, which is very much in confluence with the $9 target, which is actually you know what, hold on, it's giving us a target of about $9.03, which is in confluence with the $8.97 high that we faced in October. Okay, very interesting that it would take us there. It does have a little bit of confluence with the 4-spot 618 located at 780. So in that case, we can actually take a little box here and measure, just take a form of resistance. Okay, so this would be our range of resistance if we did reach that high. But please remember that the statistical metrics that I am looking at are looking at a potential move into the $17 zone, $18 zone, right around there, which is particular to this data set right here. So for the new viewers, new listeners, volatility is what you're looking at here, represented by this indicator. This indicator BBWP. Okay, so volatility in general is direction neutral. So to get that bias for direction, we actually connect it to the stochastic momentum indicator. Okay, which is actually a proprietary indicator to TradingView software. Okay, so that's how we get that bias. Now, particular to the GTII asset, this indicator has given us about a 90% accuracy in guessing that asset's direction. So as you can see here, that 3-day momentum oscillator is still suggesting upside. Okay, so it's because we're looking at it in the macro perspective. So the upside is still looking okay. Now, if we hide those indicators and start looking at these candles, you can see that it doesn't look as bad as it did, from the smaller candles that some of you may be looking at. I did in the video give an example of a similar pullback, okay, and that actually happened right here, right before we hit that 897 range, which actually took 3, 6, 9 days to reach. You can actually see that we went all the way up to this wick high, which was about $1.77. From where it was 69 cents to $1.77, and then it lost about 60% of what it gained, only to continue to the upside. Okay, you guys, so that's what I mean. Sometimes when we retrace, it's probably a good opportunity for other longs to get in and make that upside move. So for the new viewers, if you are just stepping into the chat, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, so that we can get some more people up in the chat and we can get some more information out to people who want to learn more about the trade. Thank you so much, everybody, for stepping in. I really appreciate you all. Okay, so now, you guys, so that's what I'm looking at for GTII. I do expect some sideways trading. We're going to potentially be doing this up and down within the range that we're in. Possible wick down to the EMA 7 at 112 and or the SMA 10 before quick recoveries. Okay, but this is going to happen for the next couple days unless a FOMO event happens. Okay, so where we have a massive amount of people just start to dive right into the chart and or to the price action, right, and just rocket ship this thing to the upside. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to actually mention about GTII is this. Okay, so we're looking at it on the 12-hour chart here, and you can see that we faced this pullback because of the pennant that we were riding when we actually made that $9 high. Okay, so we touched that resistance right here. We came all the way back down and literally tested the high of this candle wick here, which is on when? That's December 23rd wick high of $1.20 before recovering. Okay, so it's still looking okay. And the final thing I wanted to mention that I did talk about within the video is the fact that we've actually literally surged up above what is the descending channel. Okay, so look at this descending channel that we're riding. And you know that I usually talk about when we make that breakout, we need to come back. We need to come back and test that newly converted resistance into support, which is why I'm potentially calling anywhere between a test of about $1.02 to about $1.12. Remember, that's very confluent with the SMA 10. I'm sorry, the EMA 7, which is landing at about 112 as well. Okay, and please look at the 1 spot 272 at 97 cents. So there is that potential to where we want to come back and make sure that we do have a valid form of support before that continuation onto the upside. All right, you guys, so that's it for GTII. Let's go ahead and move on to the next ticker, and that's going to be for DES. We're going to look at ticker symbol KALA. Actually, somebody mentioned it to me earlier this morning too, and I noticed that it was massively up. So what is going on with that ticker? My goodness. Okay, so let's see if we can gain that edge for DES here. So we're going to load a logarithmic chart and look at that ticker, KALA. Let's see what we have. Okay, so it's pharmaceuticals under the NASDAQ. Very cool. Wow, nothing to see here, guys. Look at that. My goodness. So obviously, please tell me that you are in the green. Because this is actually making some very good gains for a lot of people right now. Very, very happy to see this. Chat, I know that I'm not looking at you currently, but please know that I'm still here. I'm still talking. I'm still looking over some tickers here for you guys. So let's see what we can do about this. Let's load momentum and some averages. Okay, so we're going to do, let's just load up the ARC RSI and see what we have. All right, so since we're so high in the RSI, let's just go ahead and look at historically where we have been before. Okay, so first of all, let me actually just make a trend line here from our current position so that we know exactly where we're sitting. So we're at about 91 spot, 40% of overbought. Okay, so it looks like we've never touched on the 8-hour chart that 91% zone. Okay, so the likelihood of finding a pullback soon is greater and greater as we start to see these things. Okay, so very interesting here is that when you start getting candles like this with the wicks to the downside, these types of dojis usually signal a potential downside as they are some type of break of market structure. Okay, so in this case, we can start validating now with shorter time frames. So let's look at the 4-hour. Okay, so the 4-hour is still suggesting a continuation to the upside. It has recovered actually. So we actually did sell off from that about 91% as well. So on the 4-hour, let's just take a look to see if we have anything way up there as well. So we actually do not have anything up there as well. So it's again another type of higher high within the RSI structure. So this is what I would like for you to notice. Okay, so I actually am noticing something here that is of great importance, and it's particular to this candle here. So let's go ahead and draw that for you. So when you take a trend line and you connect it to where you can have that peak, you know, on the RSI down here, that pivot right up there, let's go ahead and match it. Okay, so you can see that price action. Let's see. Let me just go ahead and make sure that it's as accurate as I can be. Okay, perfect. So yeah, you can see that price action is making a higher low here, while the RSI is making that higher high. Okay, so that is the first signal of a downside. So that is called a drive of hidden bearish divergence. Okay, so that hidden bearish divergence, I'm sure that I can find many more drives actually, this one being the second one right over here. Okay, so we can actually make that trend line, make that lower high, and we can make this trend line from the pivot of the RSI as a higher high. And again, you can see a second drive of hidden bearish divergence. Okay, so in this case, I am expressing some warning for KALA. Okay, so it may have already played out, and I know that we're making this upside. Okay, which means that there is the potential to where we can actually, or we have already made another drive of bullish divergence in this case. So let me just see here. We'll go ahead and validate that for you. So, man, this is actually a little tough. There may not be one. Actually, there's one. Okay, so yeah, so there is some drives of bullish divergence. Regular drives are accumulating now. And you can tell that when price action is making lower lows and the momentum in this case RSI is making lower highs. Okay, so in this case, yeah, we do have at least one drive of bullish divergence, of which is now in play. Okay, so now let's load up the daily chart and just see how far we can actually take this to. Okay, so wow, man. this is this actually, let's look at a smaller time frame because that's going to be too high. Okay, so now where did we stop in particular? Why did we stop there? Okay, so we actually hit this top, which is literally, I'm going to draw this trend line here for you. So the top that we're looking at right now has so much confluence with literally all these candle iterations being resistance. Okay, so literally all this resistance here, support. So it is an area, it is an inflection point. And if we do break it to the upside and then convert it as a form of support, we can continue to the upside, but I would urge for us to continue or validate that upside with a minimum 8-hour candle closure above this trend line here. Okay, so that's how we can notice or we can see that continuation to the upside. So now the bi-hourly RSI, let's look at the immediate short term, suggesting a little bit of sideways trading. It is an overbought, and the moving average is suggesting an upside. Let's see what the 30-minute has to offer. 30-minute has to offer, but pretty good outlook. Okay, so we're definitely going to make some upside moves in the early pre-market to the early session. Okay, so now the 6 hours still suggesting some upside. Now the buy pressure is starting to weaken just a little bit. Okay, so if you are in profits, I will actually recommend that you start taking some just in case. Okay, but the 8-hour time frame suggesting aggressive upside. And let's take a look at that. Yeah, 2-day. This is still going to be a multi-day upside. Okay, wow. 3 days still suggesting upside. My goodness. And the 5-day, let's see. So wow. Okay, so actually KALA may not be done, and if it is suggesting such upside like that, then I actually could use the daily candle for that projected upside. So let's see here. The relevant targets, of course, right? So let's just pull up some SMAs too and make sure that we are making that right call. All right, so we do have the SMA 200 sitting right near or in between the 1.618 at 2461 and 1.272 at 2063. Upon making that break of the 200-day moving average, we can see a few targets in the top. Okay, so we can actually see the 2.272 at about 32.14 and the 2.618 at 36.13. So that can be another area of resistance that I'll draw here for you. Okay, so just like this. This is likely an area of resistance for you to take a look at. Okay, so know for a fact that the likelihood of hitting the 1.272 to the 1.618 is pretty great. Okay, and we can definitely find a small pullback from that SMA 200, which is literally right in between both of them. So these are definite targets that I can see within the I'm not gonna say within the next day, but for sure within a few days. Okay, given that the FOMO continues to the upside, and it's very hard for us to take a look at or measure FOMO in this event. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. So KALA, that is it for that. I hope I did answer those questions correctly. We actually need to take a look at TRKA for Matt, as there is some pretty interesting things happening there. Right? Please speak to me about that. Speak to me about TRKA, man. I know that I've been missing all of these things. Matt Gomez says your screen on my end looks very blurry. Maybe my screen. Okay, so chat, can you okay, so look at the little gear icon and try to adjust the resolution settings. Go into advanced and then click on the resolution that you want to, because I'm pretty sure that I'm streaming up to 2K or 1444p. Okay, so you can definitely, or actually I think 1080p would be the highest stream. Yeah, 1080. Okay, so Eric Powerlifter, are you on 1080p? Okay, so 1080p is definitely streaming. Matt, try to adjust those settings in the player. You can actually do that manually yourself, my bro. It's that I'm telling you, it's that gear icon. Okay, good. As long, yeah. So it's not me. Lone Wolf says it's not you, Arca. Thank you so much, you guys. I want to make sure that I am providing a good bandwidth at least to get a clear picture here. Some people actually just streamed at 720, no problem. My goodness. Hound says, let's get those likes up. Please make sure to hit the like button, you guys. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Let's get some more people up in the chat. Okay, you guys, I really appreciate you all for standing by and for asking me for these things. But let's go ahead now and load TRKA, okay, for our good friend Matt Gomez. Okay, so we're going to do a new layout. And actually, do I have TRKA as already a load? I think I do have a load for it. So let's just look here. And actually, we can do it just like this. So TRKA, let's see if we do have that. We do. Good deal. Okay. Let's see what we drew the last time. Okay, so we are absolutely using the areas of resistance that I did. I'm actually starting to remember right away as I'm looking at this chart. So, you guys are funny. All right. Anyway, yes. So the price action from today in particular was, we did find some resistance from that SMA 50. Actually, would that be the EMA 30? No. It is this 50-day simple moving average. And of course, I was signaling the potential of using these targets as the areas of take profit potentially. Okay. So now, particularly to momentum, 8-hour is suggesting a continuation onto the upside. And as you can see here, we've actually used that moving average as a form of support before continuing up, which is very good. But know for a fact that as long as we do maintain ourselves within this very shallow area, the likelihood of being pulled right back into the prior zone is great. Okay, so these are things that we have to keep in mind. Okay, so TRKA is still looking pretty good. Let's look at some smaller term time frames. Okay, so 4 hours still suggesting some upside. The 14-day moving average represented by this pink line is still above us, which is a little bearish, and we can use as a form of resistance before continuing on to the way down. Okay, but that is not, it's not a for sure thing. Okay, because you can see here that we're using the 30-day exponential moving average as a form of support, and it's been used already twice, 3 times, 4 times, okay, 5 times. So we've already used it 5 times in a 4-hour period, which is still looking pretty good. Not gonna lie, okay, you guys. So let's go ahead and open up the immediate short-term time frame and see what we have. So hourly suggesting a little bit of a downside, and a 30-minute should be as well. Okay, so there we go. So the hint is coming from the moving average. It's a little bit bearish, still sideways trading within that 30-minute. You can see the 30-minute has been literally trading sideways. Okay, so now let's go up to some higher term time frames and see what we have. Okay, so I have mentioned this before. Let me just verify with the 12-hour before I mention that. Well, yeah, it's still good. Okay, so I have mentioned this before to you guys. When we face this type of candle print at the top of a trend, you know, we're looking at a hammer here at the top. This usually can show some type of downside momentum, and as you can see here, the daily RSI is suggesting a slight pivot towards the downside. Please know that as we approach these deep areas of the bear weakness percentile, we definitely don't want that, or else we can face some more downside. But sometimes we do want to come back and test our support from the 14-day moving average, which is, by the way, very, very, very stock to these RSI setups. Okay, I haven't changed the smoothing or anything on this RSI. It's normal. I have just added my own color configurations and extra lines so that I can see our current positions, of which I can actually be a little more detailed. But so far it's doing the job perfectly. Okay, so now let's look at the buy daily and gauge that final say on this. So buy daily suggesting some sideways trading, likely what's happening here. Okay, so we're trading a range here. Literally, we can be looking at this for some days. Let's look at the 3-day. The 3-day is suggesting some sideways trading as well, and please do note the placement of this, okay? As long as we do maintain ourselves in these deep areas of the bear strength percentile, we can actually be gravitated right into oversold. The good thing is, of course, is that we have the moving average right below us, which is great. You know, there's no guarantee within that, but we can use it as a form of support before a continuation up. And another thing here is, man, this is perfect. I am happy that this came up, because I'm telling you that that we're going to be likely trading sideways. This is one huge, this is a massive spinning top doji. Okay, so spinning top dojis in candle analysis present how can I say it? It could be a tie, right, between the bears and the bulls. So it didn't actually get to decide who's who's going to make it. Okay, so this is literally a macro perspective of what's happening within the trade, literally just within a range, not favoring the upside, not favoring the downside, literally just indecisive. Okay, so that 3-day is very much giving us that psychological positioning currently. Okay, so now if we're looking at the 5-day chart, which is going to be days and days ahead, if this 5-day chart, which is going to be closing in about 14 hours, 18 minutes, if it does continue to the downside and closes that candle literally right, I mean, it can actually close like right where we are right now, and it'll present a potential downside continuation, because we never want to see shooting stars like this. Okay, long wick to the top, body towards the bottom, shooting star doji. Okay, that shooting star doji will present a downside continuation. We have to be careful with these types of things. Okay, you can see that we can see that upper wick actually touched right at our resistance level that we suggested a couple days ago at the 2.618 at 16 cents, almost 17, and the EMA 7 in fact worked as well as a form of resistance. So definitely watch out with this. Okay, but we're trading within a range, and that range is just what you've been seeing for the last couple days. Okay, so very likely we can see another test of that SMA 10 at about 1342. Even possibly, let's just go ahead and look at that shorter time frame one more time before we continue on. Even at about that $12.45. I'm sorry, $12 cents. So 12.45, particularly at that 50-day simple moving average. Okay, this is going to be another area to bounce, and then we're going 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 to bounce. So that's what I'm looking for, TRKA. I hope I have answered the questions correctly. Please make sure to watch your longs. Make sure to practice risk management. Okay, you guys, if you feel that your edge in the trade isn't quite there, it isn't as strong as it can be, make sure that your risk management is creative. Okay, so you don't have to actually stop out your whole position if you fear that the price action may go against you. Okay, you can actually just minimize risk. You can pull out a certain percentage in hopes to gaining a better entry at a lower level with that percentage that you didn't lose. Okay, so there's several tactics or several ways that you can be as creative with your stop losses just like you are with your entries. Okay, so that's a very important thing to notice. Okay, so let's go ahead and now move on to the next ticker, and it is going to be for Matt, and he actually it was for Matt. He's looking for CRTD. Luckily, we already have the CRTD asset up, and of which actually I couldn't have enough time to make that video today, but luckily I did prepare it for the video. Okay, as I do see a continuation onto the downside. Somebody actually mentioned in a comment in YouTube saying, "What happened here?" So what happened here is that the video that I released prior to the one that you're asking me about is literally the bull trap that I was talking about. Okay, so that's why I released that video saying that there is the potential of a bull trap. It's looking a little shaky. Okay, so it looks like we are invalidating this inverse herp and derp. Okay, this inverse head and shoulders looks like it's about to take a dumpola. So we're gonna go ahead and find out just how low we can go though, okay, because there are relevant supports particular to the shorter term time frame. We're looking at the 4-hour here. Okay, so these areas are literally where I was looking for. Okay, and of course we've been trading literally within it. Okay, so if we're looking at downside, which is, you know, pretty apparent, these candles don't look the best here. Okay, so I can already see that we can face a bounce from this support zone, and followed by testing our current lows at the moment, and then actually making our way back down to the not 618 at 6010. Okay, so this can happen within the next trading session or two. We got to be very careful with our long positions on CRTD, okay, because it is looking a little weak. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next chart for CRTD and see what we have. Okay, so upon the breakout, upon a breakout of this falling wedge, which is just another formation that typically has a lesser hit rate. Okay, so I mean, everything is looking good within it though, ish. You know, we have the declining volume profile, and we have the shape already. Although I have to admit that it may be breaking out a little prematurely, because usually these breakouts tend to happen about 70 to 75% to the apex. Okay, usually when we're within these areas, we can expect that breakout. Okay, but we did break out, and it looks like we're in the process of possibly making, we're so close to it. And I think, the sentiment may actually take this as a bearish engulfing, you guys. Okay, so it's not meeting the exact parameters of a bearish engulfing, but that usually happens when the red candle literally eats the entirety of the green candle prior to it. Okay, but in this case, you can see that there's still a small space here. But the reason why I'm saying that there could be a potential of a loss here is literally because we're looking at this candle just being so just huge. Okay, so let me just make sure that the buy daily is not suggesting okay, good, it's not suggesting it. Now the 3-day is suggesting a look at this though. Okay, this can actually confirm a continuation to the upside after a small pullback. Very cool that we saw this. Thank you so much, Matt, for asking me about this ticker. Okay, because it looks like the 3-day is in the process of forming what is a bullish engulfing. Okay, so this will literally take over what's happening with the other ticker. I'm sorry, with the other time frame, the daily time frame. So in this case, we can absolutely see that the green is engulfing the entire body of the previous candle. And this being a 3-day candle, we got to give this some weight. Okay, so we can see an immediate short-term pullback. Okay, so that pullback is likely to be, like I said, within maybe I mean, you know, when we're triggering stop losses, the pressure goes down to the down, goes down immediately, but recovers fast. Just like these wicks here. Okay, all of these wicks like that to the upside and to the downside, they're particular to bear markets. Okay, they're not, they usually happen as strong like this. Look at this. These are bear market wicks. Okay, so those are things that we have to watch out for. Okay, so that's what I mean, is that we can potentially face a wick, a flash wick, all the way to the downside, and it can actually look at that knot 618 at the bottom of our trend, or even the lowest area at the knot 382 at about 5288 before an immediate recovery. Okay, so I am looking at a continuation to the upside, but there are validations that we need to look at first. Let's go back to the daily time frame on CRTD and look at this. Okay, since we did break out. Again, I'm going to mention this to you guys. When we're breaking out of a formation, typical playbook rules are that we need to come back and test that newly converted resistance into a valid form of support before continuing on to the upside. Now, since we're actually going to be making that downside, you can actually see that we do have this demand zone right over here, located at about the knot 786 at about 6040, which actually has a lot of confluence with the 6010 that I'm telling you about, the knot 618. So now we have the knot 618 at 60 cents popping up once again. I can almost say that it's very likely that we could touch this area before a continuation on to the downs, to the upside. Okay, so things are looking pretty good for CRTD thus far. I hope that I was able to answer this question. Now, as far as the upside, like how far up it can go, well, we can only speculate. Okay, so that's going to be take a trend line from the very top of that triangle to the lowest point of the triangle here, and we can imply it to the point of breakout, which is essentially this candle, the red one, not this one, because we still have a wick inside of the formation. We want to make sure that we take it from the closure candle outside. Okay, so in this case, we are being suggested a target of about $1.35, which just so happens to be very much in confluence with the opening of this candle here from November 23rd. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a Fibonacci ratio as the last part of this analysis here, and that would potentially give us the 3.618 or 4.618 or some crazy crap like that, and we can then move on to the next analysis. Okay, so 3.618, it's actually more in confluence with the 3.272. Okay, so that's looking at 133, and our formation is 134, and our 3.618 is 139, almost 140. So that can give us a resistance range right over here for us. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that 133.17. I believe it's like that. That's close enough. Okay, so then we'll put it to the 40-cent zone, just a little bit lower, Okay, so that's the area of take profit that I am looking for. Okay, and I'm talking about in a few days. Leo, come coming through with that 20th spot, man. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He says, sorry I'm late, Arca. Don't know if you covered COSM tonight. Thanks for these late night charting live streams. Not a problem at all, Leo. And I actually have not covered COSM just yet. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put it right after DeMarcus, which has the ticker symbol ape. Okay, so we'll go ahead and look at your ticker as well, as I will now move on to the next ticker. Thank you, Matt. I hope that I answered those questions correctly for you. And I am noticing that Cal L banned somebody. No, I didn't see you ban anybody. You timed them out. Were they talking crap? What did they say? What did they say? Tell me the truth over here, Cal L. What did they say to Arca? Did they call me Fat Orca or what? All right, so the next ticker is going to be for Sebastian Lim. It's going to be ticker symbol Wolf. Wolf, Wolf, Wolf. Who's in Wolf? Who's losing? Who's gaining? Let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and start that new layout right over here. Love the live streaming from Mark Roach. Man, I love it too, you guys. I love to spend time with you guys. I love the questions coming in. This is a good way for us to make a good conversation, make sure that we're prepared for the next day, right? So this is literally the preparation for our next trading day. We have to stay on top of the game, guys. Never drop the ball. Never drop the ball. Okay, so we're going to load up Wolf, as I actually do think I have some loads for it. Yeah, so actually let me do that instead. I'm going to go ahead and block this one out. Close that thing real quick and see what we have for ticker symbol Wolf. So Sebastian, are you losing? What's going on? So, Angel Eyes, what are you talking about? GTII? Oh my goodness! I remember the first capitulation candle. You said, "Please tell me this is just a temporary setback," and I was like, "Oh man, what's happening?" And I immediately had to look at it. Okay, so yeah, ticker symbol Wolf is presently looking at, I mean, the same support that I've been looking at for quite some time. Okay, so this is still, I'm happy that it's honoring it though, because the preparation for that upside is significant. And the reason why I can tell you this is because we would be looking at test number 4 from the broadening descending wedge. Okay, so this broadening descending wedge does have an upside trajectory, okay, after we do validate many things in the losing area down here, in the winner area, in the winning area for the short positions, in the losing area for the longs, right? So we are looking at the support of this demand zone right in here, and we can see that we're now right above it. So we have converted officially the 2-spot 272 at 61 cents and this entire area of support with this tiny candle. Let me zoom in. Please take a gander at that little guy right there. So this is looking good. Now the obstacles that we're looking at are actually the SMA 10 located at about 62.50. We have the EMA 7 at about 64.64. So that's those are relevant resistances, okay? But there is a huge change from the bottom of this candle here to this to the closing candle of the aftermarket. Okay, so that's at the close of the market. So that's it is presenting a bullish outcome. So let's go ahead and load momentum and see what we can do about the coming days for this thing. Yeah, Mark Roach says, when trading, always stay calm, cool, and collected. TMI, my man, he's the master investor. He actually, I remember him being one of the first. I remember him being one of the first sources that I would look at, last year for AMC, and he would mention that cool, calm, and collected very often. Okay, you guys, yes, Mark Roach is telling me to remind you that I am not a financial advisor. Do your own DD and everything will be just fine. Remember, guys, please remember to do that, okay? Ticker symbol Wolf is suggesting a continuation to the upside in the 12-hour time frame, but please remember that as long as it's making a bullish cross now. This is good, and it has moved outside of the deep areas of the bear weakness percentile. We are not now we are not down here. We're actually just a little bit higher. So the higher we do move within this zone, the more of a gravitational pull we can face. Okay, so we want to get to this 48% zone right up in here, so we can actually get that thrust to the upside, of which could actually be very good. Angel Eye says, I'm calm and cool, just waiting to collect. My goodness, stop with the wit. You are being very witty. I am with that collection. Yes, I am with that. Okay, so now, Besso Amy, how you doing? Thank you so much for stopping by. She says, oops, and hello, traders. Here late, any chance of a peak of HTGM? I can definitely put it on the list. There are a few ahead of you, Besso Amy, but we can definitely try our best to get to it, okay? I definitely have to get through a few of these donations that have been so kind to requesting this. I really love that, you guys. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so we can get some more people up in the chat. You guys, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. I love you all. Thank you so much for all that stuff. Miss Eve, how you doing at Angel Eyes? Okay, that's for you, Angel Eyes. You read that. I am not going to read it. It's private messages. All right, so Besso Amy said HTGM, you said? Okay, so I'll go ahead and leave it in the list just in case we do have that time, okay? So, so regarding Wolf, let's go ahead and now load up momentum in a shorter term time frame. So we're going to look at the 1 hour. So this is the hourly chart suggesting a massive upside, and it is pretty aggressive, okay? So now we do have the 14-day moving average above us, which can sometimes serve as a form of resistance, okay? So we have to watch out for that. So that resistance can likely be one of these areas that we're looking at within the moving averages, okay? So I can't actually determine exactly where that can be, but something tells me that it may be between the SMA 50 and the EMA 30, okay? So it could be right at about this level here. We're going to verify that with some fib retracements as well. So that is 64.56 to about 65 cents. So it's just literally a cent, and that can be an area of resistance. It's not a bad thing though, because we can actually come back and literally test this this zone right down here as a form of valid support before a continuation onto the upside. If we do get a massive thrust from this hourly, you can definitely expect a touch of, actually, you know what, we can take it with a Fibonacci retracement now. Let's take it from the swing high of this candle to the swing low and see what we have, okay? So yeah, right away you can actually see that that 1 cent zone is literally between the 1.272 and the 1.618, usually the areas where I like to take it to, okay? So now the next zone that I would like for you to focus on, I'm talking about with an impulsive thrust, right? So you're looking at the 2.618 at 69.57 to about the SMA 100 at about 72 cents, but I would actually take it to the 3.272 and adjust that to about 72.27 right up here, okay? So these are the two zones of resistance that I'm looking at for the immediate short term, okay? So the 30-minute time frame is suggesting a continuation to the upside. Very likely we can touch these areas, okay? More than likely this one here, but you never know. We can actually wick up to that top side, and you can see here that the 30-minute 200-day simple moving average is very much in confluence with the 3.618 at 73.70, okay? Make the 73.70 your top target, okay? As I don't presume to continue on from that area, okay? So this could be that wick to the top before facing a downside or a pullback, okay? So please just be careful with your longs on this. Wolf is looking pretty good though, no lie. You can face a pullback maybe within, let's see, you see the daily is suggesting a pullback, so maybe the bi-daily as well. Bi-daily is suggesting downside, 3 days suggesting some downside, and the 5 days is looking a little questionable. Okay, so yeah, tomorrow may be that upside before we can actually see a retracement back for a couple days. So definitely consider some profits. Know that I'm not a financial advisor. You guys take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, okay? Definitely, I need you to sing while you're listening to Arca. Don't gain entry based on this stuff. All right, so, and actually a very good thing here within the 5-day chart, now that I'm looking at it, let me take everything out. Yeah, wow. In 13 hours, about 14 hours actually, when this 5-day candle closure closes, this would be a huge inverted hammer. So this can actually present a macro reversal. So let's see. Yeah, this could actually be, we may be looking at the bottom for Wolf. So this could be the reversal signal. This is this last 5-day candle was a wick high of about 68 cents, and now we have broken that market structure. So there, yeah, we may very well be witnessing the bottom for ticker symbol WULF. Okay, very cool stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next ticker here, as it is still for Sebastian. It is ticker symbol CEI. I do remember CEI. I also did call a downside on that one as well. Not everybody was too happy about that, and I started getting the comments of like, what, it's already 25% up, and what did you do? And then later on in the day, of course, it sold off. So guys, please, if the price action is happening within the first 5 minutes of the trade, give it maybe another 7 hours to realize what I may be suggesting. Okay. As I do get a lot of people getting mad at me for some things that are just entirely out of my control, and usually when I'm asleep. Okay, so the downside target that I was looking for, CEI, actually did meet, and we are now, of course, just like COSM, we actually looked at that. No, GTII, sorry, we looked at that 47.38 target. Of course, it went down to 45 just to prove that Arca doesn't know anything before that reversal, and then we got that upside, right? So hopefully we can actually be looking at a similar situation here for CEI. I know there's a lot of mixed emotions within this ticker because of what? The pumpers, right? The pumpers in a Discord just getting arrested over here. Guys, if you're new to this channel, if you're actually looking or listening to me right now, know that I am not a pumper. I don't care about anything that's going to go up or down. I am both short and long biased, okay? So I don't care whether an asset is going to go up or down, but I will tell you how it is, however ugly and however pretty, okay? I will tell you guys the very honest truth because I care about how you move along and you know, potentially bag hold or not, okay? I care about that. I don't want you guys to bag hold, but if you do, I don't care that you do, you know? So make sure that you take the information from people who are making wise choices and are actually guiding you know, retail into a positive place rather than to a negative place, okay? I'm never going to suggest for you to buy anything like that and then just for me to just liquidate at the top. First of all, you guys, I'm not a baller like that. I have no means to be able to move any market except the Vallarta market down the street where I can buy some bread, maybe some meat, okay? That is the only type of market I'm going to be moving. All right, you guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue with CEI as it is meeting the target that we talked about literally from $100,400. So from there, I said we're gonna touch here, and it came down there. Okay, you guys. Very good stuff for CEI. Well, not good, but you know what I mean. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up momentum. Actually, we can do it with another instance of TradingView, as TradingView is able to just give you massive amounts of saves, you know, chart saves and stuff. Oh, you guys, if you consider creating an account with TradingView, know that I'm actually an accepted affiliate. So definitely check out the links below, as I think you get like $30 upon sign up or something. I don't know. Don't take my word for it, but it would help me out in my trading future. Okay, you guys. So we are getting a fresh bull signal from the enhanced MACD. This is the ARC-Series Crypstex indicator. This is one of them right here that we're looking at, printing that bull signal here. Very, very good stuff. Okay, so now enhanced MACD has actually proven to me to be pretty aggressive and usually does not favor such a conservative outlook. Okay, so the 2-hour, the bi-hourly suggesting that immediate buy. Okay, so another thing that we do need to take a look at here is for sure that the bulls are now tied with the bears. Okay, so that was not the case for a very, very long time. We were definitely looking at bulls at about 10, maybe 5%, bears at about 1,000%. It was just it was just outstanding. Okay, you guys. So this is literally suggesting an upside, but let's go ahead and verify with some shorter term time frames as well. So shorter term time frames. Now the DBSI is giving us a buy signal right down here. If you are new to the channel and you do not know what the the DBSI indicator is, it is also part of the ARC-Series Crypstex indicators. This is a statistical indicator that takes a score of literally every single candle printed on the asset's particular time frame. This is the hourly, okay? So it does it throughout the entire trading history. It takes all the metrics and it then gives us a score between the bears and the bulls, and it's a percentage value located right up here. So the hourly is also a tie. Very good stuff. Now, the fact that we're getting a bull signal here from DBSI and from the enhanced MACD is now leading me to believe that the upside may actually be a good and viable option for the immediate short term. Please notice that the armor indicator, the ARC armor indicator is not giving us that long signal just yet. However, you can see that the exponential moving averages are starting to kind of contract just a little bit down here. Okay, so there is a potential to where we have found the floor, and we can we can see a potential upside. I don't want to call a reversal just yet because we do need more validations for that in the first place. Okay, so now I want to load up momentum. So let's load up an RSI instance and see what we have. Okay, so Beso Amy asks, what's the price for the 8 Crypstex? So I encourage you to please send me a DM. I'll go over all of the subscription packages with you, and I'll also provide whatever information you may need, more images of the indicators, whatever else you may need. But just the link is in the description below, where you can actually find my Twitter and the Discord. Okay, so just follow those links and you can join the free Discord and also the Twitter space. Okay, but please do so whenever you can, Amy. Thank you for asking about that. Okay, so yes, so let's go ahead and load up momentum, and I want to do it as RSI. We already loaded that and I hit it. Okay, so we are looking at a pretty bearish position here. However, it's sideways. Okay, the reason why I'm saying bearish is because we're literally at that deep zone of the bear strength percentile. So when we're in this deep zone, we can actually face that pull right into the oversold percentile, and we're getting a slight hint from the moving average suggesting a downside. Okay, we have to be careful with what is next upon the price action for CEI. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to some shorter term time frames. So very similar situation here within the hourly. The hourly is actually suggesting a very small upside. Okay, and it looks like it's already testing the resistance of the 14-day moving average. There is a potential that we can move above it, but please remember the position. Always remember the position in which we're in within the RSI. If we're in the deep areas of these zones, the likelihood is that we're gonna, face that gravity pull right into that following zone. Okay, you guys, so definitely be careful with that. Let's look at the 4-hour and see what we have for suggestion. Okay, so sideways again. Let me just zoom in for you. The fact that we're in the very shallow areas of the oversold percentile, we can actually face a pull right into the bear strength. Okay, bearish thing is that we do have the 14-day moving average above us. That can likely be a form of resistance before continuing to the downside. And as you can see, we have kind of been using it as kind of a guide, okay? But the good thing is that this pivot, look at it, it's starting to curve. Starting to maybe correct just a little bit. So if we can get this thing to correct with maybe a little bit of slight downside. Another thing to notice here is that this could also be a type of, again, another silly formation. This can be a falling wedge. Okay, so we can actually take a trend line here and connect it to some of these candles just like this, and you can use this trend line here as well, and you can see that there is a potential bottom to be found soon. We're already at that 80% completion to the apex, so we could actually see a potential breakout soon. Okay, so usually the upside is favored for the falling wedge, but it doesn't have a great hit rate. Okay, it's just another type of silly formation that we can use, for a bias. Okay, it also is meeting the volume profile declining here, so that's good. It's meeting the criteria, but we need to make sure that momentum is also on par or in accordance with it. So let's load up the 12-hour and see what it says. Okay, 12-hour suggesting sideways trading. This is literally in accordance with the Crypstex indicator, suggesting that 50-50 score from the DBSI. Okay, so please take a look. 50-50 here, which is literally giving us that sideways trading suggestions. Okay, let's go ahead and load up the daily and see if it has anything different to say. So daily is suggesting a slight downside. It has made a bearish cross below that 14-day moving average, which can suggest a continuation to the downside. But notice that the pivot is now not as significant as it has been. It's starting to slow down a bit, which is again looking like we may have potentially found the bottom or near the bottom. Okay, so please remember those things. Okay, so now let's look at the buy daily and the 3-day just to see. Buy daily suggesting downside and the 3-day suggesting downside as well, but also know that we're very much in an oversold percentile here, and there's still room to go all the way down here. So it's indecisive right now, you guys. Okay, CEIs, I'm still mostly bearish on it. 5-day suggesting, yeah. So we can actually look at some sideways trading for the immediate short term to medium term, and eventually after about a week, maybe we can actually see some continuation to the downside. Okay, this bottom is going to actually have to be validated for within days and days and days. Okay, so CEI may be at a standstill for a little bit. I definitely I'm not suggesting for you to gain entry just yet. We can validate that more later. Okay, so I definitely hope that I did answer those questions for CEI. Okay, so for sure, the immediate short term is looking at a 194, 195 touch. Okay, so the upside is not something that I'm looking at just yet, as everything is literally suggesting sideways. Okay, we don't have an edge on the trade. My mentor actually told me once that if you can't find the edge on your trade, if you can't find the edge for that particular entry or exit, sometimes the best way to make money is to keep the money. So maybe avoid the trade. And actually, a lot of institutions praise traders for not taking the trade when they don't see their whole process line up. Their strategy is actually missing a step or two, which is literally the binding rule of systematic traders like me. I actually use a set of rules that I do not break. Okay, so if I do break them, it's probably because of FOMO or something. I'm letting my emotions get to me. I'm letting that trade actually take the best of me. So know that I try my best not to do that. Okay, so if you're looking at it as a systematic trader, look at it as taking your process, okay? Making sure that you follow every step of that trade before validating that entry. Okay, so yes, CEI, I'm not suggesting entry just yet. There could be a continuation to the downside of which we can validate with future price iteration. Okay, so we can look at that after tomorrow, maybe after the next day. But like I said, we can potentially look at CEI touching down some lower targets within a week or two. Okay, so this is still looking a little bullish. Okay, Demarcus says, Arca, what are your settings on the Stochastics RSI? So I am not using a Stochastics RSI. I am using, however, a stochastic oscillator. I'm using stochastic momentum, which are actually standard. I haven't moved the settings on this, and in fact, every single time I dive into that indicator, I actually have to change my colors, and I forget every time to make it standard. Okay, so you're looking at below 20 oversold, and you're looking at above 80 overbought. Okay, it's just standard, it's stock. But as far as a stochastic RSI, I don't use that. I like to keep my stochastic momentum separate from my RSI, as they do have a different smoothing setting. Okay, so I like to look at these differently, because sometimes momentum will be suggesting a downside and RSI would be suggesting an upside, as it is a little more aggressive. Okay, so I would consider statistical moves or types of maybe macro moves to be looked at with stochastic momentum, or when you're trying to measure volatility versus momentum. So that in this case, the momentum oscillator could be a better choice for that. Okay, as it is a little more delayed than it is from the RSI in comparison. Okay, if you're new to the channel, guys, if you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, so we can get some more people into the chat. Thank you so much for stopping by once again, you guys. I really appreciate this. We're gonna go ahead and move on now with the next donation here. Thank you so much, by the way, again, you guys, for those awesome donations. So Sebastian Lim, that is it for you, my friend. We're going to look at ticker symbol APE for DeMarcus and the DeMarcus cousins, right? So we're going to look at, let's see. So that's going to be the APE dividend from AMC. Oh man, are we everybody's still in that. What a terrible thing, man. So I know it lost about 22% today or 30%. Everything is still, you know, whatever, but still, man. And I mean, that position has lost like $2,000 in my long-term bags, right? So those are just gonna be there forever. George T, is it still going low in the oversold zone? For CEI, I assume you're talking about? Yes, I do look at going deeper into the oversold percentile as we're literally only halfway down the possibilities, right? We're like at where were we exactly? Yeah, I mean, for the daily here, for example, we're at 29%, but if you look historically, I mean, you can see just the amount of space we still have. For example, this iteration here on September 23rd, we hit a bottom of about 14%, and we're literally at 30. You know, so there is still massive downside to look at. And now if you're actually comparing it with the stochastics oscillator, look at the oscillator still suggesting downside as well. Okay, so now we're actually going to be touching into historical lows, of which we can still go down to. Okay, for example, this iteration again in September, it could go down to about 0.63%. So there's still some downside, you guys. CEI, I've been saying that the downside was coming for CEI for some time. And yeah, it is. Best way me says bloodbath. Exactly. That is definitely what we're looking at. Let me just take a sip of water here. Yeah, you guys. So let's go ahead and now open up. What was that ticker? We looked at. Oh yeah. That was for DeMarcus. We're gonna look at ticker symbol APE. Very good stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and close out these iterations here as we need some more space. Okay, so let's go ahead and load that ticker symbol APE. Okay, APE dividend. We actually don't have it as a load. Okay, it's cool. We can go ahead and just load up a new chart, as I would probably rather do that, so then we can see the current price action and gauge a pretty good suggestion for the next trading session. Okay, so yes, AMC Holdings. By the way, are you guys? Is anyone voting for that whole thing? Has it already? Are we even going to get the chance to vote for the APE dividend? Oh, I'm sorry, for the RS, for the reverse split for AMC. Who is gonna vote no and who is gonna vote yes? Okay, immediately I can already see the reason why we're falling to the downside. First of all, we do have this evening star right up here. This evening star doji presents a downside continuation, and this following candle is usually that confirmation candle for that downside. Okay, so as you can see here, we still have we still have a little bit left to cover for that gap, and that's the reason why we've been actually going down. It's sentiment based. Okay, it's just to make that gap fill realize, and it looks like we still have. Oh man, it's so insignificant. But if you remember GTII making that, look at this. Okay, this is what's happening to APE right now. Okay, so look at this tiny little gap that we found. And if you want to look at the distance between it, check it out. It's between $1.20 and $1.21. So we literally came today. We came back down to fill it to the freaking detail. We filled it today. So we can't let go of those details. Okay. So this is literally something like it. Okay. So the potential to filling that is pretty great. Okay. So now we can actually take. Man, what I hope not to be the case is that we do have another psychological component right down here as well. Okay, you guys, we can see this huge gap located between 72 cents, and we'll just go ahead and make it large like this, and 103. Okay, so that's another area that can be a psychological. Literally, I can't describe it any better than it being a component to add into the factors of a potential downside. So Mark Dahlberg says, if a gap is filled in after hours, does that count, or does it have to take place during regular trading hours? Mark, that is an incredible question. Okay, and many ask that same question itself. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. I know. Of course, I know. Okay, Mark, so it depends on the trader. So usually the traders that are trading the after hours or early pre-market are usually the traders who are going to take into account after hours price action, or just the traders that literally look at just the market close. So if those traders are looking at only regular market hours, then they're not keeping track of those other time frames. Okay, so you can see some of those traders wanting to fill that gap during the pre-market, and you can also see some of those traders wanting to come back to that fill as a form of support and or resistance during regular market hours, which is why in a lot of my videos, I don't know if you've noticed, but I literally say that I keep my gaps in place for future play. Okay, so if those of you who can attest to it, please go ahead and say that, because I usually do. Okay, so I leave them in place is because I trade both the aftermarket and regular market hours. Okay, so that it's a great question, man, but it usually depends on the type of trader you are. Okay, so it is a psychological component that is applied to an aftermarket trader or the regular market trader. Okay, so great question, man. So I tend to find the biggest edge by actually measuring the closures and the openings both in the regular market hours and the aftermarket hours. So that my friend, I have never said that to anyone in the trade, okay, in these live streams or on Discord. And why haven't I said it? Is not because I'm hiding it. I haven't said it out loud is because I haven't thought about it. I haven't thought about to say those things to you guys. So when I bring them up is because literally you guys ask me and I'm able to give you that detail. So I'm happy that you did ask that question because it isn't anything that I'm trying to hold back. Russ asks, Arca, did you talk about GTII? I definitely did, my friend. I am actually way beyond GTII. It was actually the first ticker that we covered today, and I think you could find it possibly at about maybe 17 minutes in, 20 minutes in, right around there. Okay, yeah, Mark, not a problem, man. Please, if you guys have any more questions like those, don't hesitate to ask them, because I'm more than willing to answer them. A lot of influencers, a lot of traders believe that if they give you too many answers, then you're gonna start not needing them. But that doesn't matter. It's just, a lot of people don't understand that, like, the real edge comes with your character, with your type of personality, with your type of person. Okay, so whatever your character is, whatever that dynamic is that makes you is the reason that your edge is going to become what it is or what it will be in the future. Okay, so I can give you literally every answer that I've ever imagined in my life. That doesn't mean you're going to trade like me. And it also doesn't mean that I'm going to trade like you, inversely. Okay, so know that those things are very important. I don't care giving you the answers because it doesn't matter. Okay, so Samantha agreeing with me. Absolutely. Thank you so much, you guys. So let's go ahead and continue with this ape dividend and see what we have. Lonnie Lake coming in hot with the $2. Thank you so much for the donation. I can't express how thankful I am for the donations coming in today, you guys. I really appreciate it. Lonnie, please let me know if there's anything I can look into for you. Do you have any ticker in mind or anything? Okay, Mark Roach says there's no stupid questions, only the stupid people who don't ask the questions. I absolutely agree. Okay, make sure to ask any of those questions, you guys. I absolutely am here for you. Zephram says, "Oh, brother, you don't want to trade like me." Zephram, what does that mean, man? Are you taking mad losses all day, every day, or is it because I can't like deal with the amount of wins that you're doing? Okay, so maybe Arca can't take the wins that you're facing, and that's the truth. Matt Gomez coming in with $1. Matt, I feel like I'm picking your pockets, my bro. Like, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you coming through like that. You guys, the donations really go far, okay? It's I'm still not used to that, and there's no way I'm ever going to be used to that, okay? As you all know, I'm not a baller. I don't have Lambos. I don't have Ferraris and stuff. You guys, I'm a normal person, but I really, really appreciate that. So, Lonnie, I'm definitely going to go ahead and put, actually, guys, I have to favor the people who are giving me these donations as they are being very nice. So, B, this goes to you. I know you're still around. TGTX, I have to actually pass on the position to Lonnie. Please support the team member here for that ticker. Okay, so we're looking at Lonnie with TGTX, as I'm sure a lot of you actually wanted that ticker to be looked at in the first place. Oh my goodness. Macaulay Flower Culkin says, do you take FTX token as a donation? Macaulay Flower Culkin, what are you doing with FTX in the first place, man? You should be long gone. Okay, that guy over there, Sam Bankman-Fried, facing all kinds of life sentences. Okay, that guy's gonna be in jail for about 1,000 years until he dies 1,000 years. Okay. Oh my goodness. FTX, what a scandal, you guys. Please, I hope no one got caught in that. That's such a terrible thing. I really do hope no one got trapped in that. Matt Gomez, thank you so much for that donation, my good friend. So I added you, Lonnie, to right after this. Okay, so it's after Ape. We're going to be looking at TGTX for you. Best away me. We're actually moderator Cal and I have been discussing, or we've already actually started. Well, he started actually what is it? The private platform actually for Crypstex holders. Okay, so there is going to be a particular, more intimate place for trading that's going to have more contact with me, and it's going to be particularly to the people holding the Crypstex indicators, of which I can then show you a deeper understanding into those indicators and how they work. There's going to be strategies talked about. There's going to be trades, all kinds of cool stuff. Okay, you guys. So if you haven't considered holding those Crypstex, the ARC-Series indicators, please send me a DM. You can find my Twitter handle in the description below. You can find the Discord down there as well. Okay, you guys, I'm definitely here. Matt Gomez saying you deserve it, brother. No, you deserve it, brother. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. So again, you guys, if you are new to the chat, please hit that like button. We're going to continue our analysis on ticker symbol APE, followed by TGTX for Lonnie. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right into that ticker symbol APE, as there is a continuation to the downside here that I'm looking at based on just raw price action. Okay, so let's go ahead and load up a fib, and we're going to do it with an inverse manner. My apologies. So we're going to take it from the swing high of the day to the swing low, and that is showing us some potential targets already. Okay, so first of all, do know that we still have this little tiny gap to cover here, and that is, it's just a strong psychological thing here. Okay, so that variable can very much be filled in the next session or so. Okay, so now we do have the one spot 272, of which we're going to back with some moving averages. Let's go ahead and load up those SMAs now. Okay, so we actually we may need the EMAs as well. So let's load up a 7-day period and a 30 period exponential moving average. Okay, so this is more like it. Okay, so we do have the one spot 272 literally in between both the EMA 7 and the EMA 30. So that gives us a support range, if you will. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and draw that now. We're gonna draw it just like this and have that one spot 272 right in the middle, and this can be that support range that we can likely touch soon. Okay, we're gonna verify that with momentum as well as we move on. Okay, so let's see, the EMA 7. Yeah. Okay, so now the next target that I want you to focus on is actually the one spot 618 at 112 and the SMA 10 at about 107. That's the second area that I can look at as a potential take profit for shorts. Okay, I'm talking about day traders. Momentum. This is going to be short bias traders that are looking at just quick scalps. Okay, so we can see the other area of interest being between that SMA 10, located at, again, just going to reiterate, at 108, 107, right around there to about $1.12, where the one spot 618 is located. Okay, so these areas are very much in interest. Okay, so now if we fail any type of candle, I'm saying a minimum 4-hour candle below this range, below the $1.03 range. Okay, definitely listen to this. Okay, you guys, if we do close a candle below this $1.03 range, we are going to capitulate. And that is going to be a choppy action, but it's eventually going to come back down to fill this massive gap. And that take profit zone for shorts could be at 72 cents. Okay. So what I mean by this is that we can actually face a downside down to the wick high of this December 14th candle, to where we can face a bounce and actually then use that 103 level as a form of resistance. And then we can actually capitulate to the downside, because this would be essentially the when we come back and validate that newly converted support into now resistance. That is the go ahead for short bias traders, and this would essentially pose that threat to the downside. Okay, take profit will more than likely be at that 72-cent zone where we can find a bounce. Okay, so be very careful as to what's happening within the ticker symbol APE. Okay, so that is what I'm looking at for that price action. Just one more thing though. Let me go ahead and just load up momentum. Momentum suggesting downside, just like I talked about. Okay, let's look at the 8-hour time frame. 8-hour time frame suggesting downside, now making a bearish cross below the moving average. Definitely not a good thing. Okay, and let's look at the 4-hour. Let's just go down these time frames and see. 4-hour suggesting more downside, and the hourly suggesting downside. And now it's very much in the grips of the bear strength percentile. When we're in that grip of the bear strength percentile, we can actually see a gravitational pull right into the oversold percentile. Okay, moving average above us, and has been used as a form or a guide towards the downside. Okay, so we can actually see immediate short-term downside, maybe even some sideways trading, but more than likely downside starting in the early session tomorrow. Okay, so man, if I had a good enough margin account, this would be a great short. So, yeah, you guys, so I'm definitely looking at some downsides. Absolutely remember the targets that I just gave you, as I do see them coming into play almost immediately. Okay, so these, or it could present a good entry. Okay, who knows? But just be aware of those targets. Know that there is that strong possibility for the downside. Okay, I hope I did answer those questions for ticker symbol APE correctly. DeMarcus Cousins, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. I hope that I did help. So now, I'm sorry, DeMarcus Cousins was APE, right? So Leo was APE as well. So we're gonna go ahead and load up. Oh no, Leo's. You said which ticker symbol did you want, Leo's? Let's see. Was that Leo S? Speak to me, my friend. Speak to me. Let me just go back to that where you came from. So you said COSM. Okay. So sorry. Just a sec. Lonnie, my apologies. I actually typed in APE by accident for Leo, and he was actually one of my donations as well. Let me just cover COSM really fast, and I'll get to your ticker right after his, okay? Apologies. I don't mean to create any confusion here. It was just a typo of mine. And I'm very sorry about that. Okay, so anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and load up COSM before we do the TGTX, as I do have that. Actually, I do have a bunch of loads for it. Let me get that loaded up. Here we go. And there it is. Perfect. Okay, so we're just going to bring over the other screen and take a look here. All right, so ticker symbol COSM. Yes, so this was part of the video that I actually released today. And Brian P., I hope that I'm not creating confusion. My apologies. It was actually just a typo that I had. Leo asked me for ticker symbol COSM, and I actually typed in APE when I was typing in APE for DeMarcus. So I apologize for that. So let's go ahead and now move on. Okay, so we're just going to create this quick thing for COSM, as I did cover a whole video on this, and then we're going to look at TGTX. Okay, you guys, I do appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Okay, so now, yeah, so what I was mentioning to you guys is that on the video, right, particularly, I did say that it wouldn't be that we come right back, to the literally the targets that we've been looking at for days and days. We weren't going to come back. We weren't going to come back to this zone and then find the moon right afterward, although it looked like it, right? So I mentioned to you guys that we were likely in we were likely in some type of shock, okay? Because, I mean, we just faced this capitulation. It's a massive loss, okay? So the target was clear as day for me, but not for a lot of people, but it's okay. It's just the relevant targets that we have to look at. Those tiny little minute gaps, I'm telling you, man, it's just, that's what we do. Okay, we have to look at it, because if we're not being sharp, somebody else is being sharp for us, and we don't want that. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue here. So I did mention in the video that there is the potential of a reversal based on this inverted hammer. Okay, so usually when we see these inverted hammers at the end of a downtrend, it usually signals an upside. Okay, but I don't like that the hammer is printed literally, you know, in parallel with this prior daily candle. I don't like that. So I want to make sure that we can have more of a hammer literally at the lower side, being alone. It would be best if it was left alone for a continuation to the upside, you know, like similarly to, no, actually it would be something like this, okay, or this, where they usually give you these little tiny wicks and then that upside move happens, okay, like this one right here. It's alone, right, and then we get that upside move. So usually when we have those types of candle structures, we get that upside almost guaranteed, right? But again, we need validations of other components in order for us to validate that upside move. So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart, okay? So this is the statistical move that I'm looking at. People have been talking about this as well. I hear the buzz all around, okay? So Luna's Life, didn't COSM print a doji? Let's go ahead and take a look right back here. So yeah, so I mean, this to me is actually just an inverted hammer. This is an inverse hammer, and it can be considered a hammer because it's at the end of the downside, right? When it's when we're looking at a shooting star doji or a evening star doji, that would usually be at the top, which is the one that I actually called up here. So this is an evening star doji, and this is what I said to people when we reached that 88 cents. I said there's usually downside after this. Okay, so there's absolutely risk when we look at dojis like these. Now, if you're talking about a spinning top dojis usually look like this right here. So spinning top dojis are indecision, and those it's just a tie between the bears and the bulls. Okay, so yeah, in this case, I'm definitely looking at this as an inverse hammer candle, and usually they're bullish, but like I said, I don't like that it's printed literally in parallel with this candle here. I would like it to be by itself. I mean, this is the prime setup right here. Inversely speaking, of course, this is prime. When you're looking at it literally all the way up there like that, that's the way to do it. And and what I mean by this being by itself down here is that if we printed this candle all the way down here and printed that little hammer right down there, then it would be considered an abandoned baby candle formation, and usually that formation presents an upside continuation. But very good question, Luna, and it actually put me to question myself for a couple minutes there, or a couple seconds, sorry. So now we're looking at the same picture here. Okay, so so this is the statistical side of the analysis, and a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of people wherever are buzzing about the 100 spot 378% move that I'm calling, but we're not in that criteria just yet. We need to meet the conditions in order for us to have that upside move, and that upside move can literally be validated by having momentum starting to pivot towards the upside. Okay, so now I want to bring this into attention, just like I did for GTII people. Okay, so you see this notch right here, right? So usually when that notch happens is that we can see a little bit of the sell pressure starting to diminish. That's literally what happened with GTII, except it happened like a week or two prior to that reverse. So I told them, guys, we're on the 3-day chart. We have to make sure that we that we look at these pivot points as they will likely start happening, and then we're going to look at that upside. Something like this. I'm going to draw something for you here. So since it's still considering or suggesting downside, we can look at something like this, okay? Like this. We face another pivot like this. Another pivot can be made like this, and then another pivot like this, and another pivot like this. Okay, so kind of like I mean, it has pivots like that. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. So if we can do something like this, that'd be great. Okay, so that's what I'm essentially envisioning. Okay, which is literally what happened to GTII. So this is an important trajectory that the momentum must meet. Okay, because I'm talking about 75 to 91% in guessing that accuracy to the upside. Okay, so it's of incredible importance that the momentum does this pivot, right? And now, particularly to volatility, okay, volatility can do it in two ways. Three, actually. It can stay in critical volatility, which I consider to be anything within this 90 percentile zone. We can stay within here, or we can start printing the daily bars, which are, daily reads of max volatility, which would be preferred, right? Or we can make the contraction just like this right here. So as long as we do get one of those three options from volatility alongside the momentum pitch to the upside like this, then we can apply that 100% move to the upside, okay? So that is something that we have to keep in mind. Now, there is a little bit of confusion happening within COSM. I can see the nervousness. I can literally see it. And another reason why I'm talking technically speaking, right? There is a bottom side target that we can still realize, and it would be for this descending channel to retest our newly converted resistance into support. We did touch it right to the penny when we did the reverse split. Great. But there's still that risk there, okay? So that's likely why we're not moving straight to the upside or to the downside, is because a lot of people are afraid of what could happen. If I'm looking at this, trust me when I say that, more pros are looking at it as well. Okay, you guys, and now another thing to notice is that the daily has literally every single moving average known to mankind ever created forever and ever and ever above us. So it's going to be a rocky way up if we do make that, okay? But know that I am looking at this as a potential retest of our resistance turned into support now, okay? So for this broadening descending wedge. Now that upside, per the playbook, a price objective is usually found at the genesis of the formation itself, which is at about $70. It's not a guarantee that it'll happen, but that's usually how this formation is traded for swing traders, okay? Beso Amy, do not be scared. Make sure to set your stop losses, even if you just incur maybe a 5% or 10 or 9% or 8% loss, okay? So make sure that you protect your longs in that manner. Even if you take a small loss, that doesn't mean that we can't prepare for a better entry a little later, okay? So yes, you guys, we're entirely in an indecision right now, okay? So I can likely see us testing this area for the next couple days, unless a type of panic sell moment happens, okay? But the data isn't suggesting too much here. I hope that we can actually still face a little bit more of a downside, potentially test this lower wick so that we could actually set up the statistical move. In that way, we can actually see this thing really go all the way down and start pivoting. So that would be great. So I'm actually, encouraging the downside a little bit. But like I said, we can literally be facing a range, okay? And that range can be looked at between $4.76 and about let me see, I don't want to be that high. So maybe $5.13. Best case scenario type of range we can look at, okay, until this little triangle is squeezed. Okay, so then we can make that upside or downside move, since these symmetrical triangles, not symmetrical, right angle triangle or descending triangle have both the price objective of the upside and the downside per the playbook rules. Okay, you guys, so I hope that I answered the questions for COSM correctly. Now, Lonnie, we can go ahead and load up TGTX for you. Thank you so much for the donation, by the way, Leos. I really, really appreciate you. So let's go ahead. Cal L, I'm going to go ahead and Cal L, Samantha, and Hound, please, you let me know if it is okay for B to go ahead and provide some wrenches for some people, as there are. Eduardo is asking for a wrench, but I know that there are more people asking for it. So I'm not looking at the chat, so I would actually like to rely on you for that decision, because I'm not looking. Oh my goodness. And please don't take any offense by that, you guys. I'm just not focused on the chat. I'm focused on the chart. And Cal is a person. I'm sorry, Cal, Hound, and Samantha are people that I can trust. So I know that they would give me an unbiased opinion. So. Oh my goodness. All right, so yeah, COSM, that's it for COSM. Let's go ahead and load up the next chart. Okay, B, don't laugh at me like that, my bro. I'm going to start crying. Just kidding, you guys. So Lonnie asking for TGTX. Let's go ahead and load that up now and quit the gambling and quit the rambling and babbling. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So TGTX, you guys, I do have to be very honest with you. Okay, I have maybe time for maybe one or two more tickers, as my voice, as you can hear, is going away and it's approaching midnight, and you know my toddler's out there creating havoc all over the kitchen. All right, so let's load up that TGTX, as I know B was also one of the people looking for that ticker. I don't have a load for it. My goodness, so it's going to be a new chart. Doesn't matter, you guys. It's all good. Okay, all good. So let's see what we have. Man, I can't believe how hard my voice goes away like this. Goodness gracious. Look at that. CJ presenting a bunch of wrenches for people. Luna's live. All kinds of wrenches, okay? Wrenches for everybody. Wrenches on me. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So, let's see. TGTX. Definitely. It's looking like it's TG Therapeutics under the NASDAQ. Very cool stuff. Okay, so... man, this is already a bearish setup. Okay, so let me look at more of the price action itself, and there is a macro bearish setup as well. Oof. Okay, so I have a couple perspectives for B and for who was it? B and Lonnie, right? Leo S coming through with another $10. Man, thank you so much. Thanks, bro. Good night, everyone, and we'll see you in the morning. I'll catch you at the bell mañana, my bro. Please be safe. Thank you so much once again for that, my bro. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys. I love you all. Okay, so Besso Amy, two people asking for HTGM. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and touch on that HTGM as well. Okay, so yeah, so I have a perspective here for you. Okay, so this is, oh man. It's better looked at actually in the 3-day, okay? Let's see. This is how we can... This is a complex setup, I'm not going to lie, okay? So we can actually look at it like this. I'm going to make an adjustment real fast. So this is going to be, I believe this is actually a right-angled ascending broadening wedge, but... And if it's not that, then it's absolutely just a... Oh, it is right angled. Oof. Okay, so this is overall bearish, okay? And it's very dangerous. And it's meeting the criteria pretty well. Okay, so this has a huge downside target, okay? And let's see how many tests we have. 2. Okay, so we can see a potential huge upside for this first, okay? But we're going to validate that. Another thing is that in a smaller term time frame, there may be some confusion here, okay? Because this can actually be test number 1 and test number 2 of the resistance, and this can be test number 3. So those of you who actually look at or watch my channel often, you'll know that I'm talking about a potential decline specific to ascending wedges. So if it is the third test, of which I'm actually considering, then this is a bull trap that we're looking. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say that this is a bull trap right away. Wow. Okay, thank you for presenting me this, because this is actually presenting a little bit of a challenge to me, and that's entirely okay. All right, so I'm going to make an adjustment now to this, as I do see the bull trap literally brewing right now. And this is likely to make a bunch of people back hold. Okay, so this is a huge bear flag. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and take another trend line right from this area here. I think it's this one. Let me make a quick adjustment here. This is very discretionary, okay, you guys. I am not back testing anything here, but know that usually these bear flags tend to realize to the downside. Okay, so we're looking at Oof, and that downside may happen almost right away. We're looking at 1, 2, 3 tests already of this one, alongside the 3 tests that we're facing of this broadening, right-angled broadening ascending wedge. Guys, this may be... Are there even options for this? Man, this would be a great long put option. Woof! Okay, so we're going to validate the downside move. Yeah, for real, Cal, no joke, no joke. Like, this is... This could be an A+ short position trade here. And I'm not joking whatsoever with that. So I think actually it's not a wedge. I think this actually is just an ascending channel, of which of course is bearish as well. Okay, so yeah, okay, so we're definitely riding an ascending channel. Ascending channels are just as bearish. Okay, so it does have options. Cryptic Trader says it has options. My goodness. Samantha H coming through with the hit the like button. Yes, you guys, if you are new to the chat, please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I would love to get some more people in here before we close up shop, but everything is looking good thus far. Okay, so please make sure that if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button before we continue. Eduardo, what are you talking about done, my bro? Are you talking about you're long on this position, or what's the real deal here? Okay, so let's look at the downside. So please notice that this 3-day candle, of which is already closed, is a huge indecision candle. This is a big spinning top doji, okay? Luna, this is the one that I was speaking to you of, okay? So this is the epitome of all spinning top dojis right here. So yeah, so we're looking at this huge bear flag forming right here. So this bear flag can actually be looked at maybe more of on a macro scale, like maybe even the weekly chart. So even the weekly is presenting a spinning top doji here. And now another thing is that this is very similar to a three black crows candle formation. When we start having these long wicks to the top, the downside is almost imminent. Okay, so this is presenting bearish signals almost everywhere, and this was also a bear trap, and it also already happened. Why is it a bear trap? Because this is a huge cup and handle that failed. So yeah, this is trapping longs. Okay, if you are within this, I would consider taking profits or taking your position or minimize that risk almost immediately. Okay, so there are several indications to the downside here, and we're gonna go ahead and we're definitely going to go ahead and look at this downside. Okay, so let's open up momentum in this case. So in the weekly, still looking at some upside here, but we need to look at the daily instead and see what we can be looking at. Okay, so the daily, as you can see, it's doing some type of trend line regression rejection type of thing here. Okay, so there is no guarantee that we can actually succeed the 14-day moving average. In fact, what can happen is that we can actually look at this as a form of resistance before touching back down. Okay, since we are in this very shallow area of the bear weakness percentile, we can definitely look at a decline from that bull weakness straight into that bear weakness. Okay, so it's bullish, but hold on, it may still be presenting a bull trap for others. Okay, 12-hour time frame suggesting a continuation onto the upside. Hold your thoughts on that, okay? Because this is still looking bullish, which means that we can actually trade up to the resistance one more time before we can call that downside, okay? So 4 hours still suggesting massive upside. 30 minutes still suggesting some upside, a little weaker. Okay, so yeah, okay, so now let's go ahead and open up the daily one more time and take a look at what we have here. Okay, now the buy daily suggesting upside as well. We do have a space. Okay, now we do have a space. So the space now that we can actually use is almost to the bull strength percentile, and this can probably have us literally go right up into bull strength. Okay, so this is leading me to believe that this is gonna fake everybody out one more time. and then it may capitulate based on the 3-day chart. It is suggesting a downside continuation. And if we're looking at a macro perspective, monthly suggesting downside. Okay, and now it's in the very, very, very shallow and deep areas of the bear weakness percentile. Okay, so let me get this chart out of the way and put this right back here because I can't see exactly what's happening. Okay, so yeah, we're on the monthly chart, we're sitting right here. So usually when we're in that low area, we can actually see that continuation to the downside. Okay, so and the 3-day is suggesting downside as well, right? Yeah, we have a little bit of a downside there. Bi-daily upside. Okay, all right, so this is my final take on this, you guys. So based on the suggestions of momentum and price action, let's take a daily fib retracement and get that final answer on this. So let's look at the SMAs as well. Okay, man, literally support from everything here. So very, very good stuff. I think this is going to be a huge fake out. Okay. And this is going to be happening over the next few days. So let's take a daily from the prior day swing high to the prior day's swing low. Okay. So we're going to do it just like this. Okay, so the 4-spot 618 does have some confluence here, but I'm going to go ahead and adjust my fib levels now from the prior day's swing high to the current day's swing low, so we can get a deeper extension. And as you can see here, that the top of this candle actually did share some confluence here with the 2-spot 618, landing at about 1148. So we do have a resistance zone here, and I don't think that we would actually go much higher than this, but I'll give you the zone that is less likely but still relevant. Okay. So this is my first resistance touch for the next couple days, maybe even tomorrow, who knows, but it could be possible within the next couple days. The next zone I want you to focus in on is actually going to be between the 3-spot 618, which is, remember, less likely. Okay, so the 3-spot 618 and the 4-spot 236. So that's literally going to leave us between 1255 and 1352. The initial area, in case you're going to scalp this or something, 1099, which is about 11 cents to about 1142, would be that take profit zone. Okay, so I think this is going to fake everybody out again, and this is going to present a huge bull trap, of which is going to just massively capitulate. Okay, so I can't say exactly when, but I mean, making a series of momentum, making a series of higher lows, it's just like it's almost primed to happen. Okay, so I can look at one more thing for you too. So I want to actually verify this with you here. So, oh man, huge drives of bearish divergence. Okay, so we're looking at massive drives. I can't even see the candle. It's literally all the way up there. Of course I can do this right here and just I just wanted to give you an idea as to how much of an impact this thing is creating. So yeah, we're looking at massive drives of bearish divergence starting to accumulate. So yeah, I do think that this is a huge bull trap. Please be very careful. Be very, very, very careful with what's happening within this price action. Okay, you guys, I need you to know that there is a serious risk here. TGTX is going to be facing some downside after this upside. Okay, so if you want to take a short-term scalp, maybe that can be possible, but yeah, so Lonnie, I'm literally gonna stick to my guns in saying that the take profit zones, the more than likely profit zone that we can face is actually to the wick high from today, actually at about 1148. So it would be 1099 or 11 cents, right? 11 cents to 1148 would be the first take profit zone. The less likely profit zone to be taken would be between the 3-spot 618 at 1255 and the 4-spot 236 at 1352. Okay, so those can be a pretty good area for accumulation. Now, looking at the 30-minute, it's a little bullish. Okay, so entry could be nowish, and the reason why I'm saying now is because the SMA 10 is literally serving as support. So, and we literally just closed this gap today. Yeah, literally today we closed this gap, and now we can use that bottom side of this candle here as a support as well. So the support, if you want to know the range of the support, I'm going to give it to you right now, just in case. Okay, so it's going to be between this candle high to the SMA 10, which would be 879 to about 851. Potential wick down to the SMA 200 at about 834 for entry. $11 would be that take profit, Lonnie. I'm talking about the more likely profit zone. Okay, so but I would be very careful with this one. Okay, because this one can capitulate almost immediately. And if you wanna just get an idea as to where it can capitulate, my goodness, you're not gonna like this. Or short sellers, you may love this. You're gonna trip out on this target, because usually the way we trade a right-angled ascending broadening wedge is just like this. Okay, so let's just go ahead and minimize our visibility here, and let's just imply that we were to break out from, in the next 3 to 6 days. So from here, we take a trend line from the very bottom of the formation, okay, and we take it to the top so that we can imply a potential price objective. Okay, so in this case, we apply it to that breakout point, which would be right about here, and we can see a target of literally 18 cents. I don't know that we have anything there in the past. Yeah, but no, we don't have anything there in the past, but 18-cent zone would be the take profit per the playbook rules of this massive formation. Okay, so one more thing that we can actually do is from the swing high. This is going to be the last thing I do for TGTX. Okay, so it's going to be taking that swing low overall from the trading sessions, right? And we're going to go straight up to that swing high, the current swing high, and let's just see if we do have anything in confluence here. So let's just go ahead and adjust our metrics here and see if we can adjust it from a smaller swing low, from B. So this would be A, B, C, and then it would be D, right? And then it would be essentially failing that D. No pun intended. Please don't say anything. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and now adjust it one more time, particular to the swing low of today. Okay, so the swing low of today, not getting any suggestions, is literally, that makes it a little less probabilistic, but the playbook rules do suggest 18 cents for that bottom side. Okay, so in this case, I don't know, that's pretty dangerous. Okay, that's why I'm just saying for you to be careful how you're trading this, because this can trap people so carefully. And when I do mention things like the take profit is $11, please remember to take that profit a little earlier, so maybe like $10.50, because people will know that you're trying to look at that target and they'll trap you there. Okay, be very careful with those things. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an entertainer over here, literally dancing around making you guys laugh. All right, you guys, don't take any consideration into this. FOMO will kick in from FDA approval. Hopefully that would be very, very cool. All right, you guys, so that is it for TGTX. And I did notice somebody else coming in hot with a donation. Thank you so much, Cody. I will actually have to make this the last ticker, because I really do have to get to my boy. It is now after midnight. Cody, you want to take a look at Mullen? Is that what you said? Mullen Automotive. I was trying to chart it today, but I actually didn't have the time. I'm happy you're asking, but we can actually look at that now. Okay, so let's see what we have for Mullen, as I know it faced a pretty nice move to the upside, right? Or something happened within Mullen today. That was pretty cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off Mullen with the with this here, particularly this. Okay, please notice that Mullen is literally outperforming the markets. Okay, Mullen is literally ripping everything, and everyone else is going to the downside. Very, very good stuff for Mullen. Congratulations if you're in the ticker at these low levels. Okay, so Mullen is literally the only one in the green right now. The real A swang, man. Of course, you're very welcome, my bro. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next chart, as I did notice a potential falling wedge here. Again, these little silly formations that literally present all kinds of losing positions for us. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take a trend line here and complete that formation here. Okay, so as I do think it was actually right around here, and we did face an upside move from that breakout. Actually, the breakout could have been here. Let me see how far it is from the price objective. We take that price objective by taking a trend line from the top of the trend, okay, from the top of the triangle all the way to the bottom of the triangle, okay? So in this case, we can actually now apply to the point of breakout. Okay, so we can see that the breakout closure would have been this candle right over here. I know it's tiny, okay, but let's go ahead and just land it there. And the price objective was actually about 40. Man, these little tiny numbers, what is happening? Okay, let's make it a little larger for the for my blind people out there, just like me. Okay, so you can see that the price objective was about 40 cents, right? And I'm sorry, the price objective, was 42.52, and we reached about 40 cents. Okay, so that's fair. This definitely played out. Okay, so the falling wedge in this area did actually make that move, and the volume profile, let's see. The volume profile barely met the standards for falling wedge. Yes, I mean, actually, no, it definitely did. Yeah, these two volume bars right here, that would be the confirmation. Yeah, this definitely did meet that volume profile. It met the upside. All good. Okay, so now we did get an uptick. And one thing that we have to notice is that we do have a bear score on the 4-hour chart of 51 over the bulls at 49 per the RSI, the DBSI statistical indicator from Crypstex. Okay, so that's I would take that into some regard, but please also notice that it printed a bull signal right down here, and it's very aggressive. Okay, so it printed a bull signal here to buy at the opening of this candle, which could have been at about 21.39, and you can actually see some. I think the enhanced MACD may start printing a bull signal too tomorrow. And why can I say that? Is because the Bollinger Bands literally contracted to a very tight level. Usually what happens before an upside happens to where the expansion of that Bollinger Band happens. Okay, so look at what's happening here. Very similar to what happened here. Okay, so I'm not talking about fractal analysis. I'm literally talking about Bollinger Bands, okay? So this is literally momentum based or volatility based, okay? So there is a potential to where we can actually see the real swing. Have a good night, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please be sure to get some rest and wake up at that market open, okay? So don't miss the bell. All right, you guys. So yeah, we can actually see the uptick on the profile between the X, within this little tiny X, literally pivoting towards the upside on the enhanced MACD. So that's why I'm saying that we could potentially print a buy signal on literally in the coming day. Okay, very cool stuff. Angel Eye says Arca doesn't sell his soul for super chats. He will answer all he can. Sometimes you just gotta come in earlier. Yes, I definitely agree with that. I promise you that I would have. It's just my boy is outside yelling. I know that mom has to get to work tomorrow in the morning and I'm still here, but it's okay, you guys. We are spending some good times and making sure that we are prepped for tomorrow's session. Our edge for tomorrow is the most important thing, okay? If you're looking for a particular ticker that I didn't cover, I'm sorry, but definitely look at the tickers that we covered, as there are plenty of opportunities that we've caught here, okay? Good vibes saying amazing technical analysis. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Don't break your violations, Angel Eyes. Stop that nonsense. I will be right here just talking sweet little nothings into our ears, literally about stocks. Okay, so now let's go ahead and open up the next chart and see what we have, okay? So very, very interesting thing here is that we are looking at the potential correction now of that momentum oscillator so that we can apply a long-awaited move of 172.12%. But please know that I'm actually looking at this in literally probably 2-3 weeks. This is not immediate. We actually do need to make the volatility component of the BBWP correct to the upside so that we can actually have this enter the critical volatility zone, and this we needed to correct all the way down to here so that we can make that upside continuation. Please remember that this is very smooth and we're looking at the daily chart, so this is likely to take some time, okay, you guys? So this can you know what I'm saying. Luna, have a very good night. Thank you so much. Don't 90-day suspension nobody, Angel Eyes. We are here for the next day. Okay, so Cal L saying rewatch the stream for Mullen, TGTX, Ape, CEI, Wolf, CRTD, TRKA, KALA, and GTII. My goodness, man. Is that really what I covered? Goodness gracious. Angel Eyes, have a very good night. I know you stayed up super long past your bedtime. Please be careful, be well, and I will catch you at the bell. Okay, so yeah, you guys, so don't look at this this trajectory as something that we're going to be looking at just yet. Okay, all right, Herman, thank you so much for considering that, my bro. I really appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't done so already, you guys, please make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Matt Gomez, have a good night, take care, be well, and I'll catch you at the bell. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is now going to be looked at in the 1 hourly chart. Okay, so Mullen in the hourly chart is suggesting a continuation to the upside. We're getting a bull signal printed from DBSI and a bull signal printed from the enhanced MACD. This is looking great. Beso, Amy, have a very good night. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you so much. Okay, so now the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame will tell us if we can move that upside. Okay, it definitely is. It has suggested a buy signal at the opening of this candle, which was at about 20 cents. Very good things here, okay, you guys? So it's moving to the upside. We're getting buy signals from DBSI. We're getting buy signals from the enhanced MACD, from the ARC-Series indicators, and you can see that the bulls on the 30-minute are particularly leading with a 52% score over the bears at 48%. The tables are now flipping. The tables are turning, you guys. This is very good. Okay, so now let's look at the daily time frame for Mullen and see what we have. Okay, so there are still some bearish signals still being honored. Okay, we do have a spinning top doji print on this this daily candle. This is literally giving us an unbiased opinion, literally neutral. Okay, so as you can see, also the Bollinger Bands are starting to tighten up in the enhanced MACD, which can be that preparation for an upside move. We may be looking at some sideways trading for the next days. Okay, so now buy daily suggesting an upside, and also here with the DBSI printing a buy signal literally at the opening of this candle, which could be at 18 cents on the buy daily. Okay, so this is looking pretty good, and the expansion from the Bollinger Bands from the enhanced MACD are starting to happen. Okay, so the upside could be slowly figured, but definitely surely. Okay, let's look at the 5-day the 3-day chart. Okay, so the 3-day chart is suggesting that the bears are more in control than anything. Okay, so this means that we may likely see an upside move just for the temporary. I'm talking about for maybe just a few days before a continuation to the downside, because after all, we do have to notice that this print on the 3-day chart of this candle, the upside, was essentially just a lower high. Okay, so you can see that we're still on that descent. Okay, so there is the possibility to where this can eventually reach down to lower levels, and we can actually look at what that lower level can be per a Fibonacci extension from the swing high to the swing low of the 3-day candle itself. Okay, so in this case, the 3-day is suggesting the 1.618 literally at the bottom of this, the lowest area, the 18 cents area. Okay, so we know that we're trading in a geometrical format. Okay, dab on Kal-El, what's up? Okay, so yes, we can actually see this touch being very likely in a few days, maybe even a couple weeks. Okay, so now with panic selling and all that stuff, it can happen faster. Obviously, we printed that shooting star at the very top here, and we're still continuing, and these candles are definitely bearish. Okay, so we can the only hope that I can see here is that we can potentially find a bounce from that 18-cent zone via the volume profile. You can actually see that the volume is actually diminishing. We're looking at less of sell pressure. Okay, so that could be a good thing, you guys. So Mullen, you're definitely a little shaky for now. I would consider waiting if you're gaining entry, or consider taking profits very soon. Okay, so if we're looking at that buy hourly chart where we do have some buy signals firing off, we can see just a potential upside, and it may be very short-lived. Okay, so let's see. Let's take Fibonacci from the previous 2-hour iteration, swing high to that swing low. Okay, so if we were to look at, look at this candle here, literally meeting right at the 2.618. We're absolutely in a geometrical format. Okay, you guys, so that upside move can potentially be between, I'll give you that target now, 23.83, about 24 cents, right, at the 3.618. and the 4.236 at 24.44, but I would actually consider about 25 cents at the 4.618. Okay, so this would be that resistance range before we can continue on to the downside. Okay, you guys, please don't take whatever I just said as your final answer. Okay, as I do see the bulls having some strength based on the bi-hourly read of a 78% bull lead over the 22% bears. Okay, but there is, if we make that upside move, it would still be essentially a macro lower high. Okay, so you can see that here it would literally just make another macro lower high. So this is why I can say that the downside is more, I'm favoring the bears more. Okay, so in this particular situation, we definitely need the markets to kind of I don't know what they're doing. They're capitulating while Mullen's going up. Maybe we need them to capitulate more. Okay, so I hope that I did answer those questions correctly for Mullen. We do have some downside targets now. We do have that upside target now. Please watch out with your positions and practice that risk management. Okay, you guys. But I think, yeah, you guys, I don't have the time to be able to cover more and more of these tickers. The reason why is that my boy is sitting right outside and he is asking for daddy. What is going on, daddy? Angel Eyes, you're still here. Thank goodness. I was hoping that you came back. Cody Bauer, were you the one that sent me the DM for the Mullen? What was that? Was that you, my bro? I hope you asked me to make a little video on it, right, man? But I actually didn't. Mark Roach, you're very welcome. George T, have a very good night. Thank you so much for stopping by, everybody. Before you leave, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button so that many more people can jump on to the next trading on live streams, okay? I appreciate you guys all so much for stopping by. CJ, thank you so much, okay? Everybody who donated, my moderators, I love you guys so much. I can't tell you how thankful I am. I hope to make you rich one day, okay? But we need to take $1 at a time, right, guys? Cal L, I love you so much. Samantha Hound, I love you guys, okay? I really appreciate it. You guys, thank you so much for stopping by once again. Let's go ahead and catch up for the next stream. I should be streaming tomorrow night, okay? Zephram, you're still here, man. Not saying anything to nobody, being all in the corner over there. By your damn self. See ya, man. I really appreciate you stopping by. Okay, you guys? So with that said, I wish you all... yes, that's right. Angel Eyes already called it. I took the words right out of my mouth. All right, you guys. CJ, awake again. Sebastian Lim, thank you so much for your donations. Okay, you guys. But with that said, I wish you well. I wish you a very good night. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.